Good evening and welcome to Softball SA coverage of fully loaded competition from West Beach in South Australia. It's a little bit windy, there is a bit of threat of rain, but hold on to your hats because we're about to blow the roof off of fully loaded softball. James Harris here, and joining me in commentary is Eric Bolner. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you very much, James. My first experience with fully loaded last week, and it was full on, let's just say.
Very busy game, but we jam-packed full with action. We only have the best guests join us as well. We've got the innovative coverage from Spacequake Sports. We've got the cameraman on field as well as a roaming reporter, which will get up and running as the night goes along, as well as the best players in this competition join us at the commentary table. So we'll get a guest commentator in quite soon.
And as you take a look at the shot of the field just there, everything looks kind of calm right now. But get ready to buckle up because in about a minute from now, things are going to get out of control. You start with bases loaded in every inning in this competition. There's only 3 innings, but right away, defensively, the players need to be switched on. Right away, the pitcher needs to have her absolute best in the circle, and the batter needs to be switched on because the pressure's on to make an imprint in this game right away.
Absolutely. No warm-up pitches, so the catcher's got to be switched on as well, as we see the CPC Angels take the diamond. CPC, of course, are Commercial Partitions and Carpentry, one of the 3 franchise owners. We have the Emmsee Sportswear Thunder, as well as a bit later on tonight, we've got the West Beach Community Bank Cobras, and they'll be our guest tonight, guest franchisee tonight.
So buckle up, get ready to go. The matchup right away is as good as it comes. It's Georgia Hood, who's having a tremendous season, both pitching and with the bat. She's one of the state's best pitchers. She's going against Jordan Harris. She's probably the hottest hitter in the competition right now. She sent a moonshot, a bomb. She cranked one over the left field wall in club ball on the weekend. She can turn on one quickly, and it's bases loaded for her right away. Let's get ready, James.
Well, the rain has started pretty light, though, because it looks like clear skies behind us, but there'll be a bit of cloud around for the rest of the night. We will go around the diamond in a moment, but we'll also take this opportunity to welcome Hayley Benithan to the commentary.
Howdy.
Hayley is, I'm going to get you to swap sides. I'm going to get you to go onto that one over there. Hayley is one of the star players from the Cobras. And so we'll just get her to get onto the right mic.
As we are underway here, Georgia Hood has delivered her first pitch. Pitch number 2 incoming to Harris. Bases are loaded. She's showing bunt there, maybe. What has anyone ever bunted with bases loaded to start a game? Not when you have someone like Jordan Harris, surely.
Never seen it before.
Never seen it. There's a first time for everything as Hayley Benithan settles in next to us now. So she gets behind early on. And she's taken a couple pitches here. What would Jordan be doing here? Just looking for that one pitch to drive?
Yeah.
As there was time just called there.
Yeah, time just called. So 15-second shot clock has been called from the umpire at third base. So Georgia just took a little too long to deliver that one. Maybe just to get her eyes in. This is the very first batter of the game. So, she might have had a quick warm-up. But Hayley Benithan, you're with us now?
Yep, sure.
We got Hayley Benithan from the Cobras. Thanks for joining us, Hayley.
All good.
You've got game 2 and 3 tonight.
Yes, sure do.
As Lambert swings at this one and just chops that one over towards a car parked down in the right field line. Good luck, car.
Yeah, good to get an early swing in during the game. You get the timing right. Still behind in the count.
Turning into an early battle here between 2 of the state's best. They would compete together on the state team, and she just stays alive. And this one had a weird knockback behind there. Play at home. She's called out on the force out. We're going to have to take a look at the replay on what just happened.
I think her toes were just on the plate then.
Is that a foul?
I think she hit the catcher's glove, maybe.
I'm not sure of the ruling on that,
another
because
sound
normally
there.
with less than 2 out, it's an automatic out on the batter, and then the
Here's a look at great camera work here.
Okay, so there's 2 out. That was effectively a double play.
There's 2 out.
There was no tag there.
There was no tag, so they're still trying to sort out what's going on. Jordan Harris, isn't at First base. No, she's going back to first base, Jordan Harris. So there's one out. It was a force out at the plate. I mean, you see a lot of weird things happen in this competition, but that one might be one of the first right here.
Yeah, a little confusion. So we'll get a ruling in a moment.
Harris is on first, so the bases are still loaded, but there is one out. As the umpire walking towards the scorers for a ruling. We're nowhere near the scorers.
Maybe there's no drop third strike rule in fully loaded. Haley?
Mark, do we have a reporter in the field, Mark Cramp, who can maybe go find some
coming.
Information?
Mark's close by. He's close by. Haley, you played in the Summer Slam with Softball Australia?
Yep, I played for the winning team, the Panthers. It was a great experience.
With Stacey Porter was one of the marquee players for that team.
Yeah, she was pretty cool to meet.
So Harris, there might be a couple mix-up. Jordan Harris called out. We might get our reporter in the field, Mark Cramp, when we can flag him down to find out what's going on, as this one's grounded towards first, picked up, and they make the out at first. A run advances.
All right, here's what's happened. The runner at home was safe.
Okay.
So the run scores on that first play.
Right.
Jordan Harris is automatically out, drop third strike. With less than 2 out, so automatic out. No tag at the plate, so the run scores. So now there's 2 runs for the Thunder, because that run crossed the plate on Bell White's fielder's choice, or ground out. Sorry, it wasn't a fielder's choice, it was ground out.
Right, so now we have 2 outs off of the ground out from Bell White, and it is a 2-0 game. A 2-0 game after a bit of confusion. Runs can be scored hot and heavy in this competition, can't they, Haley? But not often like that, and this one is hit hard. This one is back, and just like my avocado at breakfast, that ball was smashed, and it is a home run for the Thunder.
That shot was huge. It went over the actual home run fence for regulation softball. Have a look at the Thunder celebration as she's carried over the plate. A 3-run shot, and Kaysler has hit that one deep.
Wow. Is that a 2-run shot or a 3-run shot? I think it's a 2-run shot, isn't it? Yeah, 2-run shot.
2-run shots.
But a 4-0 game for the Thunder, and Kaysler got all of that, and this is an all-time celebration. My goodness.
Let's have a look at the girls' carry. Lana, she's giving a wave as well, a regal wave.
Let's make sure she touched home.
Yeah.
How do you rate that? How do you go about finding the celebrations for your team? What I've noticed is obviously a big part of this fully loaded competition.
You've got to be very creative, and obviously it comes with your team name. Well, I mean, it did for us, for Cobras.
But are you going to come up with something different? I mean, the Queen celebration isn't exactly that, but that was a regal celebration from Lana Kaysler. We'll have to ask her about that later.
We certainly have worked on our celebration, so...
Yeah, that was a bit of a weak part of the game we noticed last week from the Cobras.
We were just trying to come up with something to do with the Cobras and just took our time. Then now we've got it sorted.
And it's all good to go.
Yeah.
Arrow Munro up to bat, James, and she fouls this one away. But the Thunder, 2 quick outs, and they quickly add that on. It's a 4-0 game, isn't it?
Yeah, 1 swing of the bat, 4 runs. We saw that in week 1 with a home run to the leadoff batter, and then you get yourself rolling a little bit.
Munro trying to add to the lead here. This one slips inside. So Munro battling away. You had a good chance to play with Arrow Munro over the last few years as she's made her, or play against her rather.
I haven't played with her, but I've played against her.
As Georgia Hood gets Munro to strike out swinging. Georgia Hood can do that. She can get people chasing, and that's exactly what she did right there. Georgia Hood, one of the toughest pitchers to face.
She faced 4 batters for 2 strikeouts, but gave up 4 runs. It's an unfair game for the pitchers, isn't it?
Sure.
Well, when you start with 3 inherited runners, it makes it really hard, doesn't it? But
great start from the Thunder. They did want to get off to a quick start because it's actually a battle for top spot. These 2 teams both on 6 points, the way the scoring works. A big win against the Cobras earned them 5 points in game 1 last week, and they picked up a consolation point in a 4-run loss to the Angels. So they've got 6 points, and the 2 wins for the Angels given 3 points for each win.
So the winner of this game will move to the top, but then that's an opportunity for the Cobras, who do have 1 point, to possibly gain some ground on the second-place team after that. These teams playing each other, so the Cobras, good chance to get back in the competition. But the Cobras going to have to get some work done tonight.
Yeah, we Sure do. Sure do. Got some points to catch up on, like you were saying before. Well, I think we're definitely in it. We're going to go hard today. Got a couple of players filling in, so yeah.
Now, how do you go about setting your batting lineup for a competition like this, James, knowing that you do have some great hitters in the competition, top to bottom? It's not your typical leadoff hitter because they have to come in with bases loaded. So you're looking for someone that can drive the ball rather than maybe your typical speed you'd see?
Absolutely. You put your clean-up hitter first batter of the game, no question about it.
Georgia Hood having a great start to the Premier League competition. She's got 10 hits on the year, and she goes out swinging right away versus Arrowa Munro, who you saw strike out to end that last inning, but she is the woman stepping in the circle today.
Your Munro pitched terrific in last year's fully loaded competition. Worked very well in tandem with Steph Druzinski. Steph was traded in the off-season. No, it wasn't a trade, it was a new draft, and so she finds herself at the Angels. Munro finds herself back home, I guess you could say, with the Thunder.
So the bases, of course, start with Georgia Hood. It is a tough lineup around the diamond. Belle White catching, Team Australia catcher. Millie Fidge over at first, Georgia Ballard at second, Jordan Harris at short with Lana Kaesler. That's a big advantage having that West Torrens corner infield there, especially when defense is at a premium in this. Jordan Lee, Bianca Ramsey, and Charlize Callahan round out the outfield.
Great point on that left side, because a lot of the action goes to the left side because the batters are so aggressive. They're looking to swing and swing hard and normally pull the ball.
So Munro battling away here against Georgia Hood, and she's really brought the pain to oppositions with the bat this year, hasn't she?
Yeah, leading the competition in hits with 10, and they've only 7 games in.
First season that Georgia Hood is here full time. That's a big advantage for Hills, especially in this competition, to have someone who's a dual threat.
I think she's been in the top 3 for the Cath Coral medal for the last 3 years, and she's only been playing part-time.
Haley, you get a chance to play against her. Georgia Hood, tough to play against?
Sure is. Not only from the pitching circle, but in the batter's box as well.
And she's called on strikes, looking, doesn't like it much, but she's walking back to the dugout, and that's a huge first out. If you can get that first out with no damage done in this, we've seen it last week. Massive, massive starting point.
There she is on screen, and a great camera angle and the punch out from
right over the plate
umpire Neville Lawrence. This is Gooley up to bat now. Alyssa Gooley.
Yep. Softball and baseball. Play with her baseball.
Over at Sturt?
Yep, at Sturt. We got 2 Div 1 teams, so she's in the other one.
I got my first look at her last week's fully loaded competition. Looks like she swings the bat well.
She's got a lot of power. She's hit a couple of baseball home runs out on the backfield over the Diamond 2 fence, so she's definitely got power in the box if she gets onto one.
And where does that power come from? Is it just that bat speed she can naturally generate, or?
She's strong. She's very strong.
So she has the bases loaded. One swing of the bat can tie the game. But Arrowa Munro, who battled a little bit last week in the circle, but as you said, James, she's got some experience in this format, and she was great last year, and she's trying to do the same thing again.
Yeah, and she's seen 4 pitches now, so she's got a green light to swing away now.
Let's see what Gooley can do. She swings hard at that one, that down the line, and Lana Kaesler, very athletic down at third base. She watches that one just drift foul, so it gets the second strike on Gooley. A good little battle coming here. What's the approach in the batter's box, Haley Benaitha, when you are up there, and you'll be up there later tonight? When you walk in there with the bases loaded, what is your mindset as soon as you walk in?
Be aggressive. Anything.
As she's called out on strikes, so 2 straight strikeouts from Munro, and she's just an out away from getting out of this inning unscathed.
Started that bat with 3 straight balls, so what a great comeback from Munro. And Georgia Hood and Alyssa Gooley are 2 big outs.
Chelsea Robinson comes up to plate. Team Australia player with Travelodge Aussie spirit. Very accomplished state player. She's won premierships in the local competition. One of the top players in the competition, no doubt about it. She watches this one just ride up high.
Great start so far from the Thunder. 4 on the board in the first inning. First 2 batters struck out. The runners have not moved.
So, James, got a question for you. The runners that start on, when they score, are they earned or unearned?
They're unearned runs.
Unearned runs.
Yeah.
It's like a
Inherited run.
tiebreaker situation.
Yeah. There you go.
It's kind of like you're coming in out of the bullpen. As this one's hit hard over towards short. Harris, she doesn't mess around with those. She's as steady as they come in the field, and an easy 6-4 out. A 1-2-3 inning here from the Thunder defensively. That's really hard to do, especially when you come in bases loaded, nobody out. That's a massive advantage for the Thunder.
I can't remember that ever happening, but Mark Kremp has actually joined us, so we'll get him in a moment. He's going to grab one of the Thunder players. But while I say it, mention it, it's what a great play from Jordan Lambert over to Georgia Ballard. They would never have been in combination before in the middle infield, but they both read the play really well to complete that out. Mark, you have one of the Thunder players with us.
Well, I did, but Lana's just about to make her way out onto the diamond, so I've grabbed the next best thing. I've grabbed Jordan Harris. Now, Eric was just talking to us about that West Torrens corner. How aggressive is that 5-6 spot right now? It's a very dangerous spot, isn't it, for the Thunder?
5-6.
Well, position 5 and position 6. That's shortstop. It's called the karaoke. All right, she's got no idea what's happening. She's too focused on the game here. Maybe I'll grab her and I'll warm her up. Back to you.
We'll get back to Jordan Harris in just a moment as Mark Cramp teaches her about the positions in softball.
Millie Fidge leading off the second inning for the Thunder.
Georgia Hood coming back out there. She only allowed the 4 runs in the first inning, but it was really off that big shot from Lana Kaesler right away to center field. Millie Fidge going to try to get the party started with Belle White starting over at third. Lana Kaesler starting at second, and Arrowa Munro starting at first. The last 3 batters that were up to end the last inning start on the bases in this competition. Pitchers can only be used for 2 innings maximum in a game and 3 innings throughout the day. They are playing a doubleheader today, so teams have to use 2 pitchers. The depth will be tested.
Yeah, and that's deliberate as well to make sure that these junior state players get an opportunity to come up against some of the bigger name players in the state, in particular the Stars.
A lot of younger players in this competition. Millie Fidge is now becoming more experienced, but Haley, can you remember your first time when you were starting to come through the ranks as that 15, 16-year-old going against some of the bigger names in the competition? As this one rolled over towards Hood and a little flick to first. Can they turn 2? No, they can't, but a nice heads-up play by Georgia Hood to flip it over to Chelsea Robinson for the first out. Sorry, Haley, as the runners advance.
In my last two seasons of juniors, I've got a bit of a taste, a few innings here and there, and then more specifically training with them. When you first start to train with them, it's a little bit daunting, but it's a pretty cool experience.
So how do those nerves shake away or gradually disappear during that time?
As you go along and you get used to them and you get to know them all, and they all back you, especially like the older ones, the ones that have more experience, they back you, and a lot of talk to them, and as you get to know them, it gets a little bit of banter and all that. So
can't buy experience, can you? And that's exactly what it sounds like.
Charlize Callahan up to bat right now, one of the younger players in the competition coming up. Charlize Callahan is a player that I know you, James, and people in the softball community think very highly of.
Yeah, Charlize is an absolute young gun of the competition, was the Premier League Rookie of the Year last year, so expecting some good things from her. Ground
Takes
ball.
A weird hop, a nice play, throw over to first. They just can't quite complete it. 1 run scores. Izzy Bennett-Dixon did a good job, but now we got a trap play. So 1 run is scored, and they're going to get the out at third. Runners do advance to second, but Lana Kaesler scored. Arrowa Munro got caught in the trap, so she is out, and the runners get Millie Fidge to second, Charlize Callahan to third. Walk us through a trap play here. Somebody.
Well, you get caught out by being overly aggressive, but that's what we've encouraged the players to do in this game, is to take on the field. So if you see an opportunity, try and jump on it. And, you know, we want to see how the players go under pressure situations. So that was terrific to see, actually. We saw Cara Schultz, who's at shortstop, with that heads-up play. The throw came over to her, and then she saw the runner try to sneak home. So it was a good play from young Cara, who just signed with US Community College. We saw that announcement earlier today.
Very exciting for her. Now, Bianca Ramsey, player that you play with over at Walkerville.
Yep.
She hit a home run in her last game in fully loaded competition.
She sure did. She hit that ball pretty hard, and I'm fairly sure I watched it go over my shoulder and saw her smiling at me as she was rounding the bases.
And she swings for that one, so that's a strike. That's strike number 2 here. There are 2 outs in the inning. We can send it down in a moment to Mark Cramp here, although we'll finish this at bat, I think. We'll head down to Mark Cramp in just a second with Lana Kaesler, which is very exciting. She swings through that. That's strike number 2, sorry. Mark, you down there with Lana right now?
Yeah, I am, guys. Now I'm down here in a very, very excited dugout, and I've got Queen Kaesler with me. What a sensational entrance or cross of the plate there, Lana.
Yes, we have tried to mix it up this game, and I think it pulled off pretty well. Couple of sixes, but yeah.
Now tell me about the hit. What a bomb.
Yeah, I do enjoy hitting off of Georgia, especially coming up to playing Hills on Saturday. So no, she slotted me a nice one, so I'll thank her for that later.
Easy to hit, you were saying.
Absolutely.
Now the team's looking good. They're crossing the plate multiple times. You've got the Angels a little bit tied up here. How do you reckon you'll go?
Any of these games, it's really hard to actually pick a winner because everybody can score runs very quickly. So we're just going to stick tight in the field as much as we can and try and hold some runs and score more in the last and see how we go.
Okay, great work. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Jordan, see if you can answer it. The 5 and 6 spot over there is the West Torrens corner, we're calling it. How is that going? Is it strong?
It's forever strong. Yeah, you can't beat the Barossa Babes at third base and short, so we're going to keep it going.
Barossa Babes, they've all got names. Back to you guys.
Well, during that time, thank you very much, Mark. 2 runs have scored, and we just saw a run get scored on the double steal.
Yeah, Bianca Ramsey took off on the pitch, and there was no one covering second on the Chelsea Robinson throw.
So the Thunder have pushed this to a 7-0 lead. 3 runs have crossed the plate here. Millie Fidge scored on that pass ball that slipped away, and she scampered across home. And Charlize Callahan scores on the double steal. And over to second goes Bianca Ramsey, a bit of an errant throw. So the Thunder are up and about, up 7-0. Here's a hard hit ball, and that one just finds its way through. Past Cara Schultz. We're going to make a play at the plate. She's going to score. It's another 4 runs in the inning. It's 8-0 Thunder.
Georgia Barrett out at left field. Just a little fumble there was costly as Bianca Ramsey was waved in home, and she crossed the plate. So good shot from Jordan Lee.
That's some good base running from Bianca Ramsey. When she got to first, she made her way to second on the double steal, and then just aggressive base runner. She's like that at Walkerville?
Yep, she sure is. She uses her wheels in the outfield too, so gets around the bases quickly.
Georgia Ballard up to bat, another young player in the state, correct?
Yeah, from the Hills Heat. So she's used to the blue and green.
Going against a team sponsored from the Hills today, though. In the Angels, CPC Angels.
Yeah, it's a bit of a fun
collaboration.
Name. Fun name, the Nairn Angels. I don't think any of the players are from Nairn.
Georgia Ballard stepping in here. 4 runs already across in the inning. She swings at that chop foul. What lead is, I know they still have 2 opportunities and you start with bases loaded every inning, but what lead is too big of a lead to come back? What's the biggest comeback you've seen in fully loaded
I think we saw 11 runs in the third inning last week from the Thunder against the Cobras, Haley.
Yeah, there was a
Correct.
fair few runs scored in that game.
That is the highest total we've seen in the competition so far, the 11 runs.
Yeah, contributed to the 20 runs that they had scored in the game. I think, well, was that the game we were talking about, a potential tiebreaker?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they exploded for 11 in the last. It was 9-9 going to the bottom of the third. Crazy. You have to play out the games in this competition.
go.
A little point of difference. Here's a little bloop over towards second. Izzy Benedictson does a good job moving under that one. So they get out of the inning, but another 4 runs across the plate is kind of systematic offense here from the Thunder, isn't it?
Yeah, they've been fantastic. They've gone through the lineup now. All 9 batters have had a turn, and through the first 2 innings. So they've all contributed in one way or another.
And now, they get 8 runs off Georgia Hood. Again, not all of them are earned, but you got to be feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, Georgia's a pretty good pitcher, and you'd be happy to put on a couple of runs, let alone 4 in each inning. Mark Cramp, you down there in the Angels dugout?
I am, guys, and I've just snuck in there to try and grab somebody, but everyone seems to be tailing away. Chelsea Robinson's making her way out. It's still pretty lively in here, to be honest with you. Like you guys were just saying, the Thunder got 11 last week in 1 inning, so anything's possible, and the Angels are still holding their heads high.
Thanks, Mark. CPC owner and franchisee, Mark Cramp. So
watching his Angels play. Well, Sophie Roberts steps up with bases loaded, and here's someone that can hit the ball a long way. She's made a couple highlight reel plays in the field and some clutch hits over the years, hasn't she?
One of the young stars of the game that will no doubt be a name to watch for years to come. She's electrifying when she's on.
Interesting
We've
observation.
got some fashion sense at first base. We've got some nice glasses, and last inning it was the fluoro jumper underneath the shirt.
And
Some
this is
red
Millie
glasses
Fidge.
by Millie Fidge.
How are the glasses over at first? I love them. She's a character, Millie, isn't she?
She sure is.
I think all the Fidges are characters. Sophie Roberts steps up to bat. Bases loaded. One swing in the back and put him right back in it. But Munro's already got 2 strikeouts on the day, and you can make it 3. How about the start here from Arrowa Munro? She struck out Georgia Hood. She struck out Alyssa Gooley. And now she struck out Sophie Roberts. And look at this right on screen. You just saw a great shot of Millie Fidge. Cara Schultz. James, you said she just got recruited back to college. There's a look again at Millie Fidge on screen.
Yeah, Utah Community College, I think. So congratulations, Schultze. She's up against her former Seacom teammate, Arha Munro.
So a little battle, a friendly battle here. Cara Schultz now playing at West Torrens, and that is a lineup that can put some runs across the plate without the bases loaded to start an inning. Lethal on the weekend in a 12-0 win. So Cara Schultz has to solve the riddle that is Arrowa Munro. This will be her final inning of this game. She can't pitch more than 2 in a game, and she's just filling up that strike zone.
Yeah, pretty consistently hitting her spots. And doesn't it change your confidence of a pitcher when you've got the likes of Belinda White behind the plate?
She swings at this one. It just pops straight up in the air. We're going over. Oh, no. Harris just lost it a little bit. I think the wind maybe just lost it in the air a little bit. What's the call here?
Do we get an infield fly?
Infield fly, yep. So the runs will score.
No run score.
No runs.
No runs.
Runners
scored.
went nowhere.
Uh-oh.
Second out, automatic out for the infield fly. Harris has probably just misread that one.
As this one hit hard over towards right field. That
Foul
drops
ball.
foul. Oh, no. They needed something just to drop here, as the Angels yet to score a run through 5 outs.
They've had no luck, the Angels, whatsoever. That infield fly, they weren't able to move any of the runners, and it's all falling the way of the Thunder at the moment.
Well, I mean, that really is the path here. You got to strike out the batters to really keep the runs off the board. But it's a double-edged sword, because that means you're just throwing strikes, something going right over the plate. So if the name of the game is to be aggressive for the pitcher, you can just be aggressive right back at him.
Sure thing. If you get one, get after it.
Izzy Benedictson swings through that one, and Arrowa Munro. What a fantastic start for the Thunder tonight. 4 strikeouts and no runs allowed in 2 innings. Can you believe that?
I can't believe what I've
stat.
seen. No runs in 2 innings. That's got to be a first.
That is unbelievable. And bases loaded. It's not easy to score a run, but a ground ball, a fly ball, balls put in play. There's so many different avenues to score a run unless you're getting struck out, and that's what Munro did. She just had her stuff.
Absolutely sensational. Steph Druzinski on screen for the Angels. She's bursting to get a turn at bat. This is her first week of fully loaded in the 2020 season. She was the star of the Thunder last year, but she has been starring for West Torrens in a way you wouldn't expect with the bat this season. She's leading the West Torrens batters with 7 hits. There has been 7 games in the season, but she didn't play in 3 of them. So 7 hits in 4 games.
She had a multi-hit game on the weekend. That West Torrens lineup just punishing. We do have a new pitcher here for the Angels.
Poppy Carmen.
Poppy Carmen.
What do we know about Poppy Carmen, esteemed commentary crew? She goes up against Jordan Harris.
From the Sturt Club. State under 16 representative last year. She goes up to 18s this year.
I think I remember seeing her around at Highgate when she was very little, when she first started playing.
Jordan Harris up to bat. She was called out in her first at-bat. Opportunity to add to this Thunder lead. Just total domination right now. 4 runs each of their 2 innings. But really the story is Haroa Munro.
Yeah, she's been brilliant.
Harris crunches this one. It's over towards right field. It might have just gone over the wall, but it was foul. What are these chants coming from the dugout now over here?
It's a bit of fun, fully loaded, and that's what I love seeing is that the players are playing without any restrictions, and that's because it doesn't matter win, lose or draw in this game. You know, it's about fun. Great pitch from Carmen, a change-up that just froze Harris.
Surely some of these younger players in the competition would love to, they just embrace this challenge going against an Australian national team caliber player, and someone like Jordan Harris. This one slips away.
Probably be a great help having Chelsea behind the plate too. I think that'd bring a bit of confidence to Poppy, especially facing Jordan.
Chelsea Robinson, who you're talking about behind the plate, Australian national team player as well. Swings through this one, and Jordan Harris swings at one up high. Poppy Carmen wins that battle.
Great pitching from Carmen. It was a high pitch, so Lambert was looking to elevate and celebrate, but Carmen just had a little bit of extra speed on that.
Well, you can breathe easy, right? Because you just struck out Jordan Lambert. Bases are still loaded, but you got through Jordan Lambert, right? But here comes Belle White.
It's great calling from Chelsea, just mixing it up here for these Aussie Spirit players.
Yeah, the top 3 in the lineup, Jordan, Belle and Lana.
That is an unbelievably tough part of the lineup, and they've had to face them twice today, this
Yeah,
Angels team.
What a way to come out to the inning, Poppy, facing those 3 to start off with.
Yeah. How you doing? You get 2 Australian national team players and a former Cap Carroll medalist and just perennial superstar. She's already hit a home run in this game in Lana Kaesler. Those are the 3 you have to face. Or not. Double play, you never know. More ways to get outs with bases loaded. This one slips away. It's going to go off the backstop. Great job from Chelsea Robinson to scamper back there quickly to make sure the runners do not advance.
Ramsey's having a chat with Sophie Roberts at third base. Their club teammates at Walkerville.
Not wanting to take Chelsea on there.
Maybe that's why. Chelsea's a Walkerville player as well. So maybe they had a talk before.
Belle White.
I think that's some respect for Chelsea.
Yeah, maybe that split second of hesitation where if you start to double think some things, then that maybe is that split second opportunity in that window that's just disappeared. Belle White trying to add to the lead here. She swings at that one hard. This goes right to Roberts. It's a double play. It wouldn't be a game without a web gem from Sophie Roberts. And she gets the line out, dives on the bag, and it's a double play.
How was that call from you, Eric? I'm fairly sure you just said that it was going to be a double play.
2 calls. I said Sophie Roberts makes great plays in the field, and hopefully there's a double play. And look at this.
Leading team's replay will show it. Drilled straight at Sophie Roberts, and in the same motion as catching the ball, she dives onto third base for that sharp double play, and that keeps the Angels right back in it. They've had 6 batters, there's been 6 outs, there's been no runs scored. They need a rally right now.
We've had 5 half innings in this game. 3 of them have been scoreless. Would you believe me if I told you that would happen before the game?
Not going by last week's results.
It's unbelievable. Some great defense, some great pitching, whereas last week was really just that offensive onslaught. So, you're right, James. They do need a rally. They do start bases loaded, and I'm sure that the Angels will breathe a sigh of relief knowing that Arrowa Munro cannot pitch anymore in this game, so they have to face a new pitcher, but great opportunity for another young player to show what she can do.
Harper Bridley from Port Pirie is on the stripe for the Thunder, so she'll get the bottom 3 batters in the lineup, but there's no break because Georgia Burr's the first one up. I told you at the top of the show that she was the national under-16 best batter earlier this year. Yeah, you mentioned so many runs last week. 81 runs in 3 games were scored.
And we've got 8 so far in 1 game combined between the 2 teams, and they've just come from 1. So this is the bottom of the 3rd. Even if the Angels put up 9, they'll keep on going in this game. The margin is very important, and right now where they're sitting, it's a 4-point win for the Thunder. If they can, the first object, I guess, is to get this. She swings at this one high up. This one might find an awkward gap. It does. That's going to score 1 run. There'll be a force out at 3rd, but it does score the run. So Sophie Roberts scores. They finally have a run on the board, but how about that swing?
A fielder's choice to left field on the play, and an RBI. So nice job from Georgia Burr to get bat on ball and break the duck for the Angels.
So they've got it to 1. The margin now 7. If they can get it between 1 and 4, it's 1 point for the losing team, 3 points for the winning team. And that could be very important just to keep that gap closed.
Steph Druzinski said at the start of the season, pick-off attempt. Very close play, so good throw over from Belinda White. Steph Druzinski said at the start of the season in a West Torrens player bio profile, she swings hard just in case she hits the ball.
That's cool. Very cool.
And swinging hard in a competition like this would lend itself pretty well.
Well, she's doing okay with 7 hits so far in the season.
And she was looking pretty good in the outfield against us the other day too. A couple of diving attempts.
Yeah, she had a great diving attempt where she had the ball in her hand, and it's just when the contact on the ground squirted that ball out. So it was an unbelievable attempt out of nowhere for Steph Druzinski to make a play on it. But she needs to account for some runs here. She swings at that one. Lana Kaysler dives. Did she make the catch? She's going to hold the runner. She steps on 3rd. So she's got for sure the out at 3rd. Was it a double play? I don't think it was.
If she dropped it, it could have been a double play if she'd played the next runner.
Well, Steph Druzinski's out.
Diving catch.
Diving catch,
So the batter's out.
Wow.
We're going to say goodbye to Hayley Benothan. She's got some team commitments. So thanks very much for joining us, Hayley. Good luck for your 2 games tonight with the Cobras.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Georgia King up to bat. She's the last hope here with 2 outs. How about that sensational play from Lana Kaysler?
A line drive from off the batter, Druzinski.
She's hit a home run. She's had that line ball. Bell White, good job blocking it down. Throw over to Kaysler. Can they make the play? It was close, but good heads-up base running from Izzy Benedictson to slide in there.
I think that was too close to go on that one there, seeing as that you're down to your last out. You haven't scored a run yet. Oh, you've only scored the 1 run in the game.
Here's a look at the slow-mo leading team's replay of Lana Kaysler sprawling out and making the catch.
What a great catch.
Lana Kaysler's had some highlight reel moments in this game.
Well,
8-1.
The Angels need King to get on base here. She needs to find a way. They've got Georgia Hood.
This one is going to be a roller over towards first. It'll be an easy tag out, and only 9 batters come to plate. Unbelievably for the Angels. The Thunder put up 8. Arrowa Munro strikes out 4. Some Lana Kaysler home run and some great defense. Thunder 8. Angels 1.
Well, that was also going to give him the full 4 points for the win as well. And so they will go 4 points up on the Angels on the ladder. So any win over 5 runs,
5 runs.
5 to 9 runs is worth 4 points. So, wow, that was a pretty quick game in the end. So
that was a weird game, but a great. I like it. We've had a few different ball games so far in this competition.
Yeah, we're going to go down to Mark Cramp for a word with a player from the winning team.
Unro, what a game. She has had a sensational start to this game and held the Angels down. Oh, that was great.
Yeah, pretty good game. All right. Good to come back and beat them from last week when they beat us. So.
And how good were you pitching tonight? You were hitting spots, you were high, they were chasing high, you were down low, your change-ups were working?
Yeah, everything was working. Should probably be more tired for every game.
So you were tired? You were tired? Oh, my God. Look out, guys, when she's well rested, because that was a fantastic effort. Very, very proud of you. That was a very good game.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well done, guys. Back to you.
Araha Munro, 6 batters, 4 strikeouts, no runs in 2 innings of work.
Also noted, the strikeouts were against people like Georgia Hood and Sophie Roberts, who have had killer starts to this season.
Absolutely.
Hitting-wise.
All right. Well, look, I'm going to have a look over to our man David Muggleton. We're going to have a break, David. All right, we're going to have a break between Game 1 and Game 2. It shouldn't be too long between games, so don't go too far away. We'll be back with more fully loaded action in about 10 or so minutes. But Game 1 has been won by the Thunder, 8 runs to 1 over the Angels. Well, we're back for games 2 and 3 of Fully Loaded softball action here from West Beach. James Harris here, and joining me, very special guest, is one of the franchise owners from West Beach Community Bank. It's Matt Sharkey. Welcome, Matt.
Thanks, James. Great to be here.
Well, Matt's going to join the commentary team in a moment for the start of the action for Game 2, but we've got a special presentation for our franchise owner. It's his very own Cobras shirt, so the West Beach Community Bank Cobras. There you go, Matt. Thank you very much for being a franchise owner. Getting an acknowledgement from the crowd as well. Your team's about to play their first game of the night against the Angels, so what are you thinking? What are you expecting for the game today?
Well, I'm expecting a lot, so I'm sure they're going to really kick ass, and it's going to be fantastic. It's my first softball game, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, we're looking forward to the action. I'm going to switch over to the guys at the commentary table. So thanks very much, Matt, and we're about to get underway for Game 2 of Fully Loaded.
Thank you very much, James. Eric Ballnar up here with Mark Cramp and also Lana Kaesler, who just had an okay game in her last game there for the Thunder. Hit a home run, had a nice diving catch over at third, won the game 8-1. Does that work for you or what?
Yeah, it was okay. It was fine.
It was okay, it was fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't 2 home runs, just the one.
Yeah, I was disappointed about that.
Yeah, tough luck. But fully loaded competition, right back on it for another season. What have you learned from year 1 to year 2?
Well, a lot, actually, because I was still on the York Peninsula last year teaching, so I didn't play in this last year.
Well, that's my bad.
No, that's totally fine. But I was very jealous last year. I was normally sitting on my couch with a glass of wine watching all my friends play. So instead, I get to be a part of it, which is very, very cool.
And unfortunately, no glass of wine.
No, sadly, that would be frowned upon.
That would be frowned upon.
Yeah.
Post-game, maybe.
Post-game, absolutely.
Absolutely. Matt, thank you very much for joining us up in the broadcast booth.
Thank you.
Matt, couple years involved now here with Softball SA?
Yeah, so West Beach Community Bank's been involved with Softball SA for a few years now, and yeah, really excited to get involved in what looks like a really awesome competition.
Yeah, have you seen much or heard much about the fully loaded competition before?
Yeah, so James and Mandy have been filling me in over the last sort of few months, and the opportunity arose this year for us to get involved with the franchise, and we're really excited.
No, well, we really appreciate you jumping on board here. The Cobras, they had a bit of a tough week last week, though. They lost both their games, but they showed some signs of improvement in the second game. But very important for them to jump on the Angels here to try to move up the ladder, isn't it, Mark?
Well, we don't want them to go too far on the Angels. Matt, congratulations on being a franchise owner. You're sitting next to another one, and unfortunately, I'm the Angels franchise owner. So this is going to be a great game for us to sit here and watch. You said this is your first appearance down here to watch a game?
It is, yeah. I haven't seen a game of softball. Played a bit as a kid in primary school. I remember playing a bit of softball, but never seen a real softball game, so we're really looking forward to it.
Well, Matt, there's some pretty talented players in this competition. We've got a talented player sitting to my left in Lana Kaesler. Here are the lineups for the game. Lana, for Matt, right here, and anybody watching at home for the first time, give me one player on each team that you are going to be watching closely today in this softball state of South Australia.
I mean, we have a very talented state of softballers, so I guess for the Angels you can't go much past either Georgia Hood, Steph Druzinski or Chelsea Robinson. They've all represented our country, which is fantastic. However, we've got some young up-and-comers who are doing a fantastic job in this comp. Poppy Carmen, who's pitching this game, she came in against my team in the last game and did a really good job, struck out Jordan Lambert, which was funny but also excellent. And Izzy Benedictson has made some fantastic plays this last game. As far as the Cobras go,
which is Matt's team.
It is Matt's team.
Cobras.
The lady on a screen right now, I'd be watching out for her.
Haley Benithan.
Haley Benithan can swing the bat.
She can as well. Oh, for the Cobras. Cobras, yeah, she's leading off. Of course she is. Also, big swings from Sarah Tonkin, who's batting 2. She looks small, but she's got a feisty swing. And you can't go past Maddie Cameron, who is going to be playing centre field, is a centre fielder for Australia, so she's going to be one to watch.
Yeah, the Cobras certainly not one to sleep on, but they're going to have to jump on this right away. This is the fully loaded competition, which means runners do start on first and on second and on third. Last game, we saw something very weird where there's 2 innings with no run score. You were part of the defensive alignment for that. But here we go. Haley Benithan, we are ready to rock in game number 2 of the day. It's the West Beach Community Branch or Bank Cobras versus the CPC Angels, the two commentators in the booth with me right now. What do we think? We got a friendly wager between you two today, or what, the franchise owners?
No, we'll keep it above board as the first run's going to score for the Cobras.
Amazing. Good start.
I want to pass ball.
As a banker, I think I should probably steer clear of the wagers.
Stay clear of the wagers. All right, perfect. That makes a lot of sense. So you truly are a community bank, but what does a community bank mean?
So we're a franchise of Bendigo Bank. We opened in 2001, so we're celebrating our 20th year next year. And basically we are owned by West Beach locals who are shareholders of the bank, and we pay dividends to our shareholders every year, and whatever's left from that we distribute back out to the community.
Oh, that's amazing.
So since 2001,
Good pitch.
over $1.5 million has gone back to our local community. To groups such as Softball SA, Baseball SA, lots of different sporting groups and clubs throughout the Western community. So
Like the Cobras, who just have their first run on the board as Haley Benithan walks away over to first. Run on the pass ball, though, but here we go. Sarah
Smart
Tonkin.
running, though.
Smart running. As Sarah Tonkin gets hit. And that will score another run.
She'd be okay with that, though. She goes to the gym quite a lot, so I think her six-pack would have looked after that hit.
She's pretty tough, isn't she, Sarah Tonkin? Jess Neves comes up to bat for the Cobras. Now, Matt, this is a woman in the state that they call the magician. Why is she called the magician, Lana?
Because she picks plays out of her hat. Very good ones, too. But no, the magician, because they come out of nowhere. She's small, but she's mighty.
She's been playing very well in the last couple of weeks too, hasn't she, Eric? She's done some fantastic things. I think since she's had her stint on the desk with us, she's improved.
I would say that's probably directly the
Yeah.
reason. Yeah, she had a home run last week in this competition versus the Thunder.
As well as you played last game, Lana, and I will say you played a very good game. You are only going up from here after this stint with Eric.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, 2 home runs the next game as this one is lifted out towards left field, and that is caught by Schultz out.
Steph
Steph Druzinski, sorry, out in left field.
And she didn't take on the arm too, so that's a little bit of respect, Lana. Would you have had a bit of a sneaky look?
I would have taken a large lead off to see if Steph might have thrown it to the dugout, but no, she's actually got a very good overthrow as well as in pitching style, so I would have left it.
Maddie Cameron, Team Australia player, steps into the
Here we
box and she
go.
swings at this one.
This is a big one.
This one is
That's all we
back.
want.
Oh, boy. That is
Wow.
gone.
Fantastic.
Get me some bread, get me some cheese, and get it ready. We've got a grand salami, and the Cobras are up
Let's hope
6-0.
they've got it. Oh, yes, they've improved their...
Oh, the snake charmer.
They've improved that from last week. I'm
Hey,
proud of them.
That was a
That's
long,
excellent.
long ball, Lana, but I think you've got her. That hit the top of the home run fence. I think you pipped her.
I might let her know that after this game, actually.
That was a big hit. Matt, what do you think of that?
Fantastic. Well, what a great strike. That was awesome.
Well, that's
Amazing cut.
Softball Australia centre fielder Maddie Cameron there. She can hit a ball and can throw a ball.
Brilliant.
The Cobras will love that for a good start.
Oh, they need it.
And that was probably the Cobras' issue last week, is that first inning. They just couldn't quite get going right away. They scored a lot of runs late in both of their games. They made some charges. They scored, I think, 7 runs in the third inning of one of their games and tied the Thunder before the Thunder eventually won. But you can't afford to start slow in this competition.
No, absolutely not. And they're doing a good job. And it's much easier to get your outs in the field when you know you've got some runs behind you. So I think that'll benefit.
I'd like to say it was a pep talk that I gave before the game, but that'd be a lie.
What kind of pep talk did you try to give them out there, Matt?
No, it wasn't. There was much of a pep talk.
Coach Carter style, I'm sure.
They've all got a new savings account.
Yeah.
Win or lose, you can trust the West Beach Community Bank.
Yeah, no, there's no big bags of cash out the back for the first home run, unfortunately.
Wouldn't that be nice, though?
Yeah. So what else, Matt, has the West Beach branch been up to in the community?
So, yeah, as I mentioned before, we do sponsor a lot of different clubs, so a lot of the local football clubs, and there's also primary schools that we do a lot with throughout the community.
This one lifted foul, so just a loud strike that comes down as.
Yeah, so, look, there's just many different groups that we've dealt with over the last 20 years. I was saying sort of $1.5 million that has gone back into the local community, anything from a local bridge club through to the judo clubs.
Cool.
Yeah, we really do like to get involved and help out where we can, especially in the year like everyone's had, where funding's so important. We're really proud of what we do in the community.
Yeah, and like, what kind of adjustments does a community bank like yourself have to make during this COVID era? How do you keep everything going?
Yeah, so the branch itself has been only limited. We sort of could only have a couple of customers at a time for a while there. We've got the screens up everywhere. Offices are limited to how many people could be in there.
Oh, no. Ruby DeBro up the middle. This one bobbled just a little bit. That's going to get the runner over to first and second. So now everybody's had to turn to bat in this inning, and runners are back up at first and second, and things starting to spiral a little bit here for the Angels in the field.
Well, yeah, certainly, Eric. They need to just close this innings out and then go out and have a bit of a swing. Again, like we say, you can hold them down. You can have great defense, but it means nothing if you don't have great offense. So at the moment, our defense is down, so it means that our attack needs to go through the roof.
Taylor Chillingworth up to bat, one of the better young players in the state coming up there. Sorry, Matt.
Oh yeah, look, I mean, like many businesses, throughout the world, obviously we've had to adjust, and things are starting to get back to normal. We're lucky.
Chillingworth grounds this back to the pitcher.
Great heads-up play. Fantastic.
Yeah, walk us through a very smart play just to stop the runner from advancing.
Absolutely. You want to get a lead out. The shortstop had a really tough... Is that Izzy Benedictson at shortstop?
I think so.
Yeah, she had that last ground ball was a tough one. It was a chopper, but still great heads-up play to get the lead runner and stop a pass ball scored run.
So Chillingworth will reach on the fielder's choice. That brings up Courtney Shepard, another young player in the state.
And a very good up-and-coming player as well. And we were talking about this last week, Lana. There's a lot of girls that are coming through our development program that are really starting to impress, aren't they? Mm-hmm. And playing along the likes of yourself and Maddie and Belle and Steph Druzinski and all those sort of great players that are mixed in. It's really starting to rub off.
It's fantastic. I think this program, especially even getting SummerSlam going in South Australia, is only just going to benefit people by playing with others who have had different experiences, and whether that be state or international. But even just these girls getting involved and getting into their A-grade sides and either coming in for at bats or innings when people are away, they're coming up in.
This one is grounded over towards third. That
Great
just
shot.
has some eyes to get through, and that just loads up the bases. So, you start the inning with bases loaded, and that's kind of a freebie, but this is an earned bases loaded situation, and they've already got, I think it's 6 runs across the board in this inning. 6, yeah. 6-0 game for the Cobras to start this game.
Could be 7. We don't know.
Could be 7. That's what the scoreboard says. I think it's 6, though. We might have to double check with the scores. At least that's what I have on my score sheet.
I'd back you, Eric.
I'll go with you, Eric.
It's fast-paced here.
Yeah.
Michaela Yankovic up.
I'm impressed you're doing both at once.
It's hard right now. I mean, you start with runners on third. You're trying to keep up with what's going on. We've got this talent all around me right now.
Oh.
And just lined out. That's a quick
Great
reaction
catch.
play there, as we'll take the leading team's replay.
And that was over to Chelsea Robinson at first base too. A bit of a different position for her, Lana. Normally either behind the plate or out at short or somewhere. Is that right?
Yeah, she did play. She has played a few Gilly Shields at first base, just with the rotations that we had going and the in international players we had. She did play a couple at first base. She's got a great reach, as you can see. She's very gangly, so she's good for a stretch.
I think Lang put her at first base in a couple of games as well. I think so. She's very versatile. Yeah.
I wouldn't trust her in the circle, but I'm pretty sure she could play almost anywhere else.
So what a start from the Cobras.
Very good start.
Matt, I think you need to be here more often. You're rubbing off here on the Cobras.
It's amazing.
They didn't really have that kind of inning in the last time they played, and now they've really kind of imposed their will and the talent. You saw Maddie Cameron hit that grand slam, and all of a sudden it's a 6-0 lead.
I'm impressed. This is fantastic. They're off to a great start.
Well, Matt, game 3 last week was the Angels v Cobras, and the Angels got up 16-12.
Right.
So they can score runs, the Angels, and the Cobras have just proved that the 12 runs may be in danger this game.
But again, in that game, it was the Angels that got off to a big start, and the Cobras had to come back in that game. They were playing behind in this one. As you see Georgia Hood, one of the better players in the state, coming up to bat here, and she swings at the first pitch.
Great cut.
You like that aggressive approach?
I do.
Right away?
I think that's what the Angels were missing last game. I think they didn't come out swinging, but now they need to.
Well,
so
Georgia had a first ball cut last at bat, or her first at bat for the game, and got struck out, unfortunately. So she'll be looking to make amends.
Absolutely. She's a feisty player.
As this one is grounded over towards short, Chillingworth picks this up, throw across
Great
the
play.
diamond. She makes the safe play over at first, but the run does score. Is that sometimes where you just got to say, you know what, the bases are loaded. They're probably going to score anyways. Don't try to force anything.
It also depends on where you're fielding. At the moment, it looks like they might be fielding a little bit further back, so it's safer to take an out instead of attempting a play at the plate and not getting any outs. So I think that was actually a really wise choice.
Now, it was James Harris that made a comment, I think, the last game where Steph Druzinski said she swings hard every time because she never knows when.
And a great catch over at third, throw across the diamond.
Great play.
What a play there by Courtney Shepard, making a fantastic play for the second out. And that will score 1 run only. But again, that is just take a look at this heads-up play.
Oh, Steph must be gutted. Two outs to
It came
third
off
base.
the ground. It came off the ground, so she had to make the play at first. So the runner scores, but that was a good
Gutsy play.
stretch.
Gutsy play. I love it.
Good job from Georgia Burr, actually, to get a nice little jump on that, meaning that she couldn't even really hold her onto the bag.
No, absolutely. Great base running. Excellent heads-up play. Just good softball.
So they've got 2 outs, but they have managed to score 2 runs, and Chelsea Robinson can swing it pretty hard.
Last week, Chelsea put one over.
Another Team Australia player.
She's another one that's going to want to get a large hit here. I've got a feeling she's going to have a big hack.
The daddy hacks, as
The
you're calling
daddy
them?
hacks, yeah, we do love a daddy hack. Oh, it's a good pitch.
That was a dirty pitch, wasn't it?
There's a lot of change-ups being thrown, and I think it's excellent because there's a few of us who really struggle sometimes.
Hey, look, you're 100% right. We were talking about this on the Premier League with. As that one is
this
long.
one opposite field, diving in to make a play on it.
Oh my God.
Interference at first base. She gets called for interference as she bunny hops over first base. Let's see if we can catch that on
was
replay.
great.
Everyone
Face
is
running.
in stitches
Oh,
on the field.
Oh boy.
I think she would have. What's happening there? Run a speed up rule. I think she would have got to third, to be honest with you. I think she's ripped off. But
Scores a run, though.
Yeah, it does score a run, and we've got a runner.
I told you she was gangly. I
Do we
told
get
you.
the replay of Chelsea Robinson here? We'll see. Oh, no, interference. It doesn't score the run.
What happened there?
She's got to go back.
Well, they called it foul.
Was it called foul?
Oh, it was a foul.
It was a foul ball.
Oh, that is shattering.
We'll watch the replay here.
And this one is
It's
hit.
gonna- I reckon it's gonna
and
drop.
It
Beautiful.
falls, so it does score a run, and Chelsea Robinson gets to first in a bizarre sequence of events. Oh, right. That's so close. Just called
Great
foul
effort,
later.
though. Oh, we don't get to see the frog hop. That's shattering.
Lots happening here in Foley Lake.
It was
Matt,
gangly, Lana.
this is. I don't know if you've noticed, Matt.
She
This is
is.
just full-on, fast-paced. There's action always happening. Your team's never out of a game.
It's
a
just fully loaded.
Yeah,
It's fully loaded. It's full-on. It's a 6-3 game right now. Cobra's off to a good start. 6 in an inning is pretty good.
That's exciting, yeah. It's great.
That's probably right on pace. That's the pace you need. You need that 4 to 6 runs each inning, as we've seen so far, to really make sure you're above in the line. So, Kara Schultz, she's another woman that can hit the ball pretty hard.
Three?
Can
Is that-
confirm.
Should be
three?
6'3", I think. 6'3".
6'3", I reckon.
It's tough to keep track going on here.
Good
Good
cut.
pitch. And
Oh,
they fell.
Oh,
Chelsea
sneaky.
Robinson.
She's milking this. I'm enjoying it.
Oh,
Smart
no.
base running,
Sneaky.
especially off her own club player, Hayley Benithan.
Yeah, and Hayley will be thinking, all right, now let's see if he can get to third. Then.
She's going to be gutted.
Yankovic just went to get the tag down, and she was nowhere to be seen as Chelsea's put herself into scoring position.
Oh,
Call
yeah.
for the
Cold.
strike.
Oh, boy.
This is getting some good reaction from the crowd,
That's what
too.
I
This
mean.
is-
Change-ups, man.
Take a look at this. There's the tag, and she's just gone on the leading team's replay. Very entertaining inning here. We've seen a lot going on there, a lot of personality from the players, too. Swing and a miss and a big strikeout there from Riley Moore. She's had some impressive starts lately, so she gets Kara Schultz to swing. They put up 3 in the inning. It is 6-3.
That is a very big out for the Cobras too, because last week Kara Schultz put one over and was looking dangerous with that bat. She choked up a little bit there, and I think she sort of was a bit intimidated or a bit nervous. I think she choked right up, had a good 1.5 inches, 2 inches of the handle. Normally she swings a full bat, so she was a bit tentative about that, but that's a very big out by the Cobras.
Very big out, but it is advantage for the Cobras. They're up 6-3. We've got the Cobras franchise owner, Matt Shanky, here from, am I saying that right, your last name?
Sharky.
Sharky?
Yeah.
Oh, there we
Sharky,
go.
it's a good
Matt
Barossa
Sharky. That is it a Barossa name?
He was
What
calling
do
him
is.
Cobras or
It is
Cobras.
a-
It is.
Barossa.
We've got one
It's
of
a
the two
lovely-
Barossa babes here.
There's a lovely
obviously.
winery up there.
I know it all too well.
from the West Beach Community Bank. Now, Matt, tell us a little bit more here. If I want to get involved, walk me through it here. We're not into the word bad-mouthing anybody here, but why should I go to West Beach Community Bank over anywhere else?
That is a great question. And as I explained before, we do put our profits back into the local community. So we have all the products and services that you can get from anywhere, but with the added bonus that our profits do go back into the local community to the tune of over $1.5 million. And it's something that we're so proud of. And we continue to do it year after year.
Being a local bank, and is that one flies up? And
this is Haley Benaitha.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, that was coming back with the wind too, wasn't it?
Yeah, that looked like it was going over, but ended up having a shot. Chelsea would be mad at herself about that, I'm sure. She loves those.
So being a community bank, you would assume that you'd be very approachable, hands-on, everyone there. You can have your own business bankers and all that sort of stuff.
So I look after the lending in the branch, so you come and see me. If
This one shot straight up in the air over towards center field. Difficult to play. It was swirling and twirling, that's going to score a run. They keep the bases loaded. Bobbled again. That's going to score 2 runs. Sliding into third, called out, but it does score 2 runs on some aggressive base running, which is what you really have to do. So they do kind of trade in that 1 out, but they get still a runner on second base, and they score another 2 runs for the West Beach Community Bank. Cobras, they're buzzing.
We saw that last foul ball, Eric, come right back in. That one would have been very, very difficult to catch.
You can see the way the rain's going.
Bit of rain coming through.
Bit of rain. It's coming sideways. Would have been hard.
And it's windy. So, Matt, we were talking a little bit earlier about that kind of. You were asking a question, I think.
To Matt, So Matt was just explaining. You do the lending.
Yes, so I look after the lending. So you do get very much a personalised service. So we do like to get to know all of our customers very well, and obviously, we have lots of regulars that we do know, and we certainly welcome anybody that wants to come and have a chat with us, whether it's for a home loan, personal loan, insurance, financial planning. We can certainly look after everything. We very much are a one-stop shop.
So you know the people quite well that are in not just the Brett Bank, but in the community too.
Yeah, absolutely. Because of our involvement in the community, we're out and about. I coach a local football team. We're involved in the local surf clubs, so we do know pretty much everyone that walks through the door, which is very different. You can come in, have a chat.
You've almost got 2 full-time jobs, one during the day and then one after hours, looking at all the things that you support.
Yes,
and
so this time of year does get very busy, but it's great, and I love being involved.
Well, we thank you very much for it, because it's nights like these that we get to enjoy because of people like yourself that come down and support.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant.
And a nice little 8-3 lead here for the Cobras.
They're really turning it on. It's fantastic.
But you would know, as one of the athletes that's played at the highest level in this country here, Lana, at that state level, the support from the community, you just can't get there without it.
Absolutely not. And we value it so much. I think there's probably more that we could do to say thank you to people like the people that are supporting us in these mini competitions. But no, it's community support, especially in South Australia, in such a small little country state. We need and appreciate those people that are going to help us out.
Well, this girl on screen was just on screen, up to bat, Sarah Tonkin. She'll be looking to make amends. Got hit by pitch last at bat, and will be looking to go hard and can hit the ball.
I'm thinking that her rainbow shoes are going to want to be trotting around those bases, so we'll see how we go.
Tonkin, she's had a few pretty good cracks at it. They've all just kind of drifted foul here, battling away, trying to score that run.
They're those shoes.
She's never out of a count, Sarah Tonkin. She could be early on in a count having cuts with 2 strikes and no balls, and she'll wait that count out until she gets the pitch she wants. So
I feel a big one coming up here.
You can feel it. Matt's calling it. Matt's calling it.
I'm feeling like she's loading up.
Oh, boy.
I'm throwing the headphones down, Matt.
The vibes are out.
She swings a hard one here, and that one is going to go foul. It's all just hugging that third base line. What a battle here.
That's why they call it the hot corner.
You know, all that does? Just gives her another opportunity to go long. I don't like it.
I feel you.
Gives her another pitch.
She's warming up.
Just waiting for the one to pop right over the plate. You got a pretty good one to swing on earlier today.
Yes, I did. I did thank Georgia for that pitch.
Why don't you tell us all about it again, Lana?
Did you hit a home run?
I told Georgia about it. She was fun with it.
8-3 game for the Cobras. And
another great cut. She's loving the left side.
Change up. I need to send a text message down to the coach, I think.
You just yell it out there.
Yeah.
Hello, the
Take- it would
still
franchise
work.
owners
Just take your
in the
mic off and do
commentary.
it.
Yeah.
Just give a yell
I
out.
think it's the
Why
wind.
don't you just go throw it
It's
yourself?
the wind pushing it that way.
That's all it would be, Eric, if I threw it would be a change-up. Too old and dusty now.
So a big battle here. Just the one out in the inning. Cobras scored 6 in the first. They've added 2 here in the second. It's a 3-inning game. Bases start loaded in all of them. Already a higher scoring game than the first one. And
Another
again,
bad crack.
a foul down that
She
third
wants
base
it.
line.
She wants it.
Now you need a change-up. She's had 3 or 4 good pulls down to down left field. You need to throw something.
Now just go Oppo.
Suck her in.
Sarah Tonkin, great battle here with Poppy Carmen.
There it was. Wow.
Is that 5 or 6 foul balls down the third base line?
And she's smiling too. Look at her on camera. She's having a good time at bat. And why shouldn't she?
She's just hogging the screen time, Sarah Tonkin.
It's about time she did.
Finally earning her way on that.
Hit that
all-
dinger. Oh, it's,
And
See?
after all of that, it's a walk.
told you she waits out her at-bats.
You know
Great
what-
hitter.
You know what I noticed that she does, Lana, and I've commented this a couple of times on the Premier League on the Wednesday nights, is that she sort of steps in the back of the box, and then as the pitch is in its motion, she takes a step, and then swings.
That's a 2-strike adjustment that we. Here's
As
another
Jess Neves.
beautiful shot.
Right towards center field. Runner going to tag at home. Play at the plate, cut off.
RBI.
So it's an RBI line out to center field from the Magician. Jess Neves makes it a 9-3 game.
But no, what you were saying is it's a 2-strike adjustment that we got taught a few years ago in the Stars squad, and it's about getting your timing in. So some people come around and shape to slap. There's another one that you'll see people like Ada Caruana.
Yeah.
She's also one that does that just to get your timing in, but your hands stay the same. So Tonks is very good at it. So
Well, it's part of her rhythm now, isn't it? And I
Absolutely.
wouldn't like see her bat any other way.
no.
Maddie,
And whatever works for you these days.
Maddie Cameron went long on her last at bat. What is it about Maddie Cameron that makes her such a tough out and such a good hitter?
Her massive hacks. She's also long. She's a very long person, but she's not afraid. I can speak for the catchers in my side. She's hard to pitch to because she's very good at getting her hands to lots of different pitches. So I think that's what makes her a bit frightening to pitch to, because she's a bit of a unknown entity.
And she can hit the ball everywhere, can't she? This one she just missed that a little
Just
bit
got
as
under.
that one flies out towards center. That will end the inning. So not so bad there from the Angels defensively. They just allow the 3 runs. It's a 9-3 game, so the game's still very much in reach here for the CPC Angels.
Everyone's smiling. Everyone's keen.
Well, Matt, your first impressions here of the game, this fully loaded competition. It's fast, it's full on.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. There is a lot of action happening out there, so it's really good to see.
Any questions that you have about the game of softball so far? What's happening out there? If you're thinking it, other people will be thinking it too.
Oh, I was just watching go up to bat. Then it looked like was she faking a bunt? Then is that a thing?
Well, that's what Maddie was. That's what Lana was just saying. It's about an adjustment, getting into the box and getting sort of like prepped for that position. That's where you want the bat to come through. Then you pull it back and then go. So you
Right.
sort of adjust it. That's where I want to come through.
Okay.
So yeah, not necessarily a bunt, but
It's like a timing thing. So you come around, and as you bring your bat back, instead of a full hack, you bring your bat back and you just throw your hands really quickly at the ball, I guess, just to higher the percentage of you putting the ball into play.
you don't see it as much in the men's because the women think more than men. I think.
As this is grounded over
Good
towards
play.
third. Good heads-up play. They're going to try to turn 2. They
So it
don't.
goes back over to
Oh,
3 and
boy.
then over 3. Oh, great backing up.
Excellent backup.
That is textbook backing up by the left field. That was who's out there at left field, Lana? I'm not going to try and stitch you up here at all. but
Ruby DeBro.
Well done.
DeBro,
That
yeah.
was very, very good. That's
In the perfect
Walk
position.
us through what this means.
well. What does
To
that
back it
mean?
up.
Well, to backing it up is she's ran out of position from left field to come all around the back of third base. So when the throw came from first, it gives you an opportunity to try and get another out. So you can make that throw. You can take that opportunity. And if the throw's not on target, you've got someone out there to support you and back you up.
And
Now,
just saved a run.
That's saved the run and also gave you the opportunity to try and get an out. So Great play by the Cobras. That's a very good heads-up play.
And that's a heads-up play by one of the younger players in the state. And that is what's so great about the competition that folks like the West Beach Community Bank are supporting, and yourself, Matt, here, is that it's a great opportunity for some of the best young players in the state to play with some of the best senior players in the state. As one of the better younger ones, Riley Moore, makes a play over to home to get the force out. So some good defense here from the Cobras. But that's the kind of value that this competition has, isn't it?
110%, Eric. You're correct. Just as we see another out there, but Hayley Benithan just again had that nous to take the play at home, take the leading run, but then not be afraid to throw it because she knows she's getting backed up by right field with another experienced player who's coming in on that throw. So, you know, they're all over it tonight, the Cobras, and I tell you what, the next game's going to be. It might be a different story against the Thunder, who turned it on against the Cobras last week, as that one's popped up.
Great catch.
And they get a scoreless inning. It's really hard to do. The Angels have gone scoreless in 3 of their innings, but the Cobras with some heads-up defense, some good team play, the backing up, good smart play from Hayley Benithan, and Hayley Benithan really started this inning defensively.
Unbelievable. So that's probably one of the best
commentators
defensive.
boost.
Yeah, well, I told you. I called it early. Lana, you are going to have an amazing game next, okay?
Thank you
It's
so
the commentators' thing. Matt's pep talk. Maybe you should go and have a chat to my team next week.
Tell you what, though, Cobras are hissing. The Cobras are hissing.
They
are hissing.
Look out, Thunder.
They are the West Beach Community Bank Purple Cobras, and they will rock.
It's been a pleasure, lads.
Well, Lana, thank you very much. You had an amazing game earlier, and I want to see you capitalise on the time spent with the guys up here, and I wish you luck against the Cobras.
Thank you much. Of course, it's all you guys.
Well, the Cobras and the Angels here, if you take a look at the standings entering this game, this is game number 4 for the Angels. They entered equal top with 6 points. They didn't get any points in their last game, and they're not quite in that point range yet today, so they're trying to avoid the donut on the day, unfortunately, Mark Cramp. But the Cobras off to a flying start in this game, but it's an important inning. They need to score a run in this one, and they do. They've expanded their lead to 7 on a pass ball and just a defensive miscue, and the Cobras jump all over that one.
So how many innings do they play in this format?
It's a great question. 3-inning format, but they have to play the full 3 innings. So the point differential at the end of the game, very, very important, because that all equates to a crazy formula on the ladder.
You would almost need to be a banker or a mathematician to work out the formula to the points.
Which we hear over at West Beach they do, as we welcome James Harris back into the commentary booth. James, welcome back.
How good was the insight from Lana Kayser, and how good is it to have one of our franchise owners at the table in Matt Sharkey from the Community Bank West Beach as a run is going to cross the plate. Another run for the Cobras. Matt, you must be happy about the runs that are piling on the tally for the Cobras.
They're doing an amazing job. This is really good to see.
It's like their franchise owner has just shown up for a little workplace inspection, see how things are going, and they're all turning it on for you.
I think he gave him the pep talk that he was going to relocate them somewhere if they didn't turn it on, and look out.
Well, I mean, how's this? The Angels last week, when we had CPC as the feature sponsor last week, the Angels turned it on and won a couple games, and the Cobras they're returning the favor again this week. It's a nice little trend that's developing.
Yeah, it's good to see Cobras getting on the board as well.
They need to. But it's still not over. It's 11-3, and there's still another Angels batting inning coming up.
Yeah. But look, I'm excited about this because this really changes the standings. We've got one more weekend before finals. Every error, drop ball, out, everything's going to... as Maddie Cameron dives back, is safe and beat it back. Now, Lana was just saying she's very tall, very long, and she used those arms to get back safe in time. This is going to mix up the ladder, Eric.
If the score holds, it certainly will, as we see Millie Fidge, the new pitcher for the Angels.
Ruby Fidge pitching.
Ruby Fidge, sorry.
Millie's with the Thunder.
Millie's with the Thunder. Ruby Fidge pitching. There's too many Fidges in the competition. Too many Fidges in South Australia, is there? Not enough Fidges in South Australia? I'm sure both the other Fidges are watching right now.
Oh, they went after her, Eric, and the overthrow, and Maddie Cameron just strolls home for the 12th run for the Cobras.
Well, there you go. That's 3 runs just on a couple little defensive miscues here from the Angels. And when you have bases loaded, the margin for error is just so thin, and we're really seeing that right now. Poppy Carmen up to bat. Swings at this one and just slips away. So we have a runner at second, and we have 3 runs across the plate. They've done a good job piling piling it on, haven't they?
You're
On the
looking
wrong
at
side.
the
Wrong
wrong
side.
score sheet
I'm
here.
looking at the wrong score
Poppy
sheet.
Carmen actually
Carmen
plays for the Angels.
On the other team. On the other team. What am I? I've seen Jess Neves over in the dugout. I'm thinking something's wrong
This
here.
is Michaela.
Did we just score a couple of extra runs?
Yeah, I'm just
there,
adding
Eric?
on
Thanks,
the,
Eric.
You're welcome. Classic.
Ruby DeBray. Even I got it wrong.
Even you got it wrong. Okay, we got there now. 3 runs have scored. Ruby DeBray up to plate. She played some pretty good defense today, Ruby, out there. But it's a 9-3 or 12-3 game.
You know what I'm liking about the Cobras? They're showing some aggression tonight, Eric. Like last week, they were a little bit tentative, don't you think? It was granted it was the first game of the competition, but they were a bit tentative tonight.
That's a great hit.
Gone.
This one's back, and you can kiss this one goodbye. It's a 2-run shot, and it's 14-3 for the Cobras.
The celebration from the Plum side here, the Cobras, as that ball travels all the way to the Emmsee sportswear sign. What do you think of the celebration, Matt?
Great, that's pretty cool.
Did I get the colour right as well?
They've got the colour right.
The
yeah.
plum.
But Mark, to your point, and even seeing the celebrations there, last week the Cobras were a little bit tentative. They didn't even, you think about those little things. They didn't have that celebration on the home runs.
Yep.
Everybody was just getting to know each other. A lot of these players haven't played together before. They're feeling each other out a lot. They said, okay, here, go play. And now that you've seen it happen over their 3 games, they've really started to bond together. There's a different energy in the dugout. They're hitting a lot of runs. They've hit a couple home runs, and it's a 14-3 game.
Yeah, I love it. I'm excited about this. And I'm glad that it's going to mix up the... Is that Swirls back in?
Oh, it swirls, yes, and Chillingworth gets to first.
That's the third one that we've seen tonight, third fly ball where the fielders have had a little bit of trouble with it. Just back on the theme of the Cobras, this is the highest scoring game so far in the competition as well. So they haven't been short of runs. They've scored 9 and 12, but they just weren't good enough in round 1. But 14 in round 2, they're just doing the job with the bat.
Yeah, and 14 makes it tough. If you've scored 14 runs in any of the games so far, that's good enough to win any of them. You see 20-9, 14 would have beat that, 14-10, 16-12. That's a good enough number to win a game.
Listen, let's look at the Cobras 20-9 against the Thunder in their very, very first game. That was only 1 innings that
11.
that really broke it for the Cobras. So that would have been, if you didn't get the 11, that was a 9-9 game going into the bottom of the third. So
it hit hard up the middle, so the Cobras are piling it on. They say hitting is contagious. And boy, is it ever, and another miscue there, and that's going to score another run for the Cobras. They've scored 6 this inning, and a good piece of hitting from Courtney Shepard. She's got a couple hits today, Courtney Shepard.
Wowee, and I don't want to say it, guys, but I think the wheels are starting to fall off the Angel train right now. They need to pick up their heads, they need to get it out, and they need to go on bat. They'll be fine.
15-3 for the Cobras. They're putting on a show. As Mikhail Yankovic grounds this over to second, they get the first out of the inning.
I'm really hoping this is what they needed to kick-start them in the competition, and they can carry it on for the rest of us. This is really great.
Well, Matt, what's interesting here about this competition is the margin of victory is crucially important in the ladder. So if you win by 1 to 4 runs, the winning team gets 3 points, the losing team gets 1. 5 to 9, winning team 4, losing team 0. 10 to 14, which is the range obviously we're in now at 12. You're a banker, you can tell us this, right?
Yeah, that's it.
5 points in the ladder. So that just shoots them right back in the ladder and would put them just a single point behind the Angels.
that
would put them tied with the
Angels.
Okay.
So within 1 win tonight, they've actually gone equal with the Angels.
With a
being
chance to go
second
ahead
spot.
of them.
Yeah, and with a chance to go ahead in the next game. So turns like that.
So it'll be really important when they're out there, when they're fielding to keep that pressure on and keep that score differential.
Absolutely.
Well, you never know. If they can add the differential here, they can, exactly what you said, keep them in bay, they'll have an opportunity to jump ahead of the Thunder in the competition standings. So it's pretty crazy as this one's hit up the middle. Haley Benithan drives in a run, and there's just the 1 out in the inning, and they are really pouring it on right now, the Cobras.
Third time round in the lineup as well. So they've all seen it. So they're going to be red hot favourites going into the next game, you'd say, with the Thunder having the game break. So they need to go and warm up.
And they're just swinging away right now, grounded over towards first. They're going to try to turn 2, and it's just bobbled a little bit. The Angels just a little bit off tonight. It's uncharacteristic here.
That was the right play to get the lead runner
Chelsea Robinson fired that over to second base. Shortstop covering, and it's sort of like just about a half an inch on the wrong spot of the glove, and it's just powered through. The rain is coming through.
The rain, the wind, you've seen that wind push some balls that were foul, fair. How hard is it when you're out there playing the game with the rain out there?
It is very difficult. I mean, the girls are doing a fantastic job out there.
Jess Neves cracks at this one. Is it going to find a gap? Called out.
Infield fly.
Infield fly. And I think these players would be just thanking the infield fly rule on a swirling night like this, wouldn't they?
I think they all just look down. Infield fly.
But Maddie Cameron comes to bat, second time.
Wow.
She's got a home run. She flew out towards center field. Can she do it twice? She's got 2 runners on. 13 runs is a lot. Can she do it again? And this one is going to find a gap. Is it going to score a run? They're going to send Neves around. Neves is going to get it home safely. Tonkin trying to go home, and she's in there safely.
And here comes Maddie Cameron.
Here comes Maddie Cameron. She's going to scamper back. She gets all the way to third, but she scored another couple of runs here. And oh boy, this is a big inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 runs have crossed the plate this inning, and is an 18-3 ball game as Maddie Cameron adds to her total with more RBIs. 18-3. This is the biggest margin we've seen yet. 20 is the most in a game we've seen so far. Do you think they can do it right here? Riley Moore trying to answer to that. First pitch swing again. Great play at short. Throw across the diamond. Nice little play. Izzy Benedictson's made a couple nice plays today, and she makes another one there to end the inning. But 9 runs cross the plate. 18 is the final number. They've got a 15-run margin. That would be 6 points and would put them above
the Angels.
The Angels if they were to hold this score.
Well, the Angels have got to go and stem the bleeding. They need to get a couple of runs across the plate. They didn't do it last game. They got 1 run in the last game. So they've only, unfortunately for them tonight, they've only scored 4 runs in 6 innings or 5 innings to date.
Yeah. And that was Georgia King at shortstop that made that good play.
So that's tough, Eric, to come back from that. When you're having a night like you are, when you're a little bit off, and you've had 5 opportunities with loaded bases, and you've only scored the 4 runs.
It is a 15-run differential. So it's a 6-point swing. So if they get 1 run, they bring it to 5. So that would be the name of the game right now. Take it 1 run at a time and keep those points off the board for the Cobras in the standings. As Jade Peterson,
the wily veteran.
We're gonna let James Harris tell Matt all about Jade Peterson. You should be honored to have a legend of the game on your side here for the Cobras.
Well, Cobras lost their star pitcher. She's pulled out of the competition, Yo Grauer. But what better replacement than premiership pitcher with the Seacombe Tigers, Jade Peterson. She's been a Stars player and a 10-year state veteran. So handy little pick up there, and more than capable of replacing Yo Grauer, of course. So thanks to Jade coming in at the last minute.
And she is a strikeout fiend. So if you want somebody, and now look, a runner caught in between second, they're just going to hold on to that. But yeah, she's a strikeout fiend. In this competition, if you want to keep runs off the board with runners on, strikeouts are the way to go, and watch Jade Peterson pitch.
Jim, she's the league record, was it? Or she topped out over 100 strikeouts or something, if memory serves me correct.
Yeah, 200's the mark in the season that the pitchers are trying to get. I don't think anyone will ever catch Monica Perry, but Jade Peterson's right up there when it comes to the number of strikeouts in a season.
Georgia Burr steps in and she swings through that right on cue.
Great start.
She's got movement, she's got pace, she's can hit spots. Not bad for, what is she now, 49, take 20, no.
She'll be loving that listening back here.
She'll hate me.
And putting the pressure on early, this is important for the Cobras to try and keep this score.
Absolutely. That extra point would leapfrog them up to 7 points in the standings just in one swing.
Look at Matt coming in with the colour. I don't go down to the bank. I don't come down to the bank and start trying to do your job.
You're welcome.
No, we really appreciate Matt Sharkey here with West Beach Community Bank. Matt, tell us how we can get in touch if we're interested, and anyone that's been listening is interested in what you guys got going on.
Yeah, so we're at the branch at 695 Burbridge Road, West Beach, in the shopping centre there. So drop in. You can check us out online, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, you can contact us through
I think
any of those
tagged in a
places.
couple of the softball posts today if you're watching on the stream right now and wanting to look back.
Yeah, if you check out Softball SA's Facebook site, you'll be able to catch some links to us there, and yeah, you can certainly get in touch.
And Instagram, we've tagged you in a couple of
And another strikeout.
posts for the story and 2 strikeouts from 2 batters for Jade Peterson.
Well, they're just bullying us now, the Cobras. I don't
She's
think
got
it's,
a swag. Look at her swag she's got.
yeah, I don't think it's good for the competition to bring someone like Peterson in now. You know what I mean?
Well, a win, if this score holds, if the run differential score is at 18-3, they move to second in the ladder with 7 points.
Oh, and I tell you what, the Angels are trying to do everything in their power to get that run across the plate, Eric, to get that run differential down.
I would not be sending any of the runners with Georgia Hood in the box right now.
No.
She's capable of bringing in 4 runs with the swing of the bat.
Which is what they really need right here. Can Georgia Hood deliver? She swings at that one. She gets good power on it, but it's floating all the way foul, so she's down to 2 strikes versus Jade Peterson, who's looking to have her first 1, 2, 3 strikeout inning of the competition.
I think she's smart enough, Jade, to stay around the corners, though, Jim, and is really going to have to make the Angels work hard here.
Just outside. She's really peppering that corner.
Looks like she's having some fun out there too, Jade Peterson. She loves it, doesn't she?
I got caught up before the game. I just gave her a quick hello and caught up a little bit. And
this one is hit
through the 5-6 hole.
Yep, through the 5-6 hole. So that scores a very crucial run just to get that margin down and keep one of their competitors with 1 less point on the premiership ladder. So a very crucial run. Means right now, as it would stand, it would move the Cobras to equal with the Angels at 6 points.
Yeah, well, that was a crucial run. We needed to get, well, the Angels, I say we.
Well,
the
you
Angels,
can say we. You're
okay.
a CPC franchise owner.
I don't want to say it because Matt will laugh at me.
Watching your team, it's 18-4, so yeah. Biggest margin.
How much was that wager we made?
Yeah, now he's talking. Now he's talking.
20-9 was the biggest margin that we've seen in the competition so far. That was the Thunder over the Cobras in the first game, and that will be the next game
You can
on
see
the
the
dial.
rain. You can see the rain in the background on the screens there. It's really starting to come in now.
It really is. Wow, swirling out there.
Tough
Steph Druzinski swings through that one.
No, that's not Steph.
No, it's not.
Druzinski.
Sophie Roberts.
Sophie Roberts.
Yeah, it's Druzinski's number 10, and I know that because there's another famous number 10 on
So
this desk.
yeah, she's being subbed in here in the lineup. Sophie Roberts. We're just looking at the lineup, not looking at the player, but she
Ring,
strikes
a ding,
out.
ding, and that is side and game.
18-4 is the final score. The Cobras storm back up the ladder with 5 points from that one to go to 6 on the standings, equal with the Angels. An emphatic comeback from last week for the Cobras.
It's been a huge night for the pitchers on the winning side, hasn't it? We saw Munro for the Thunder, and tonight we saw Riley Moore and Jade Peterson just put the cherry on top.
So the Cobras will play the Thunder next, and they will have a chance to move into first place if they
Yeah.
can win by a large enough margin in this game. Matt Sharkey from West Beach Community Bank, thank you so much for your support and joining us. What did you think of that game from the Cobras?
What an effort. Well done, girls. That was amazing. So good to see. And, yeah, look, really excited to be involved. And congratulations to everybody involved. James, what a fantastic competition. I really enjoyed it. And, yeah, look forward to the next game. Go Cobras.
Well, Matt, we really appreciate you joining us. Thank you very much. Stick around. We're going to just take a short break. We should be back in, 5-10 minutes or so. So don't go too far. Reload on that cup of tea and join us for the final game between the Cobras and the Thunder.
And we're back for game 3 of fully loaded softball action. This is round 2 of 3 in a 4th week for final series. James Harris, Mark Cramp, and Eric Bolnar bringing you the action in this game. The Nan Angels, Mark, have not sent over their guest commentator.
So you get me.
Yeah, so we get Eric, and what a pleasure it is to have Eric alongside us again, superstar of the commentary world here in South Australia. But the Angels have packed up and gone home.
Taken off. It is raining here at West Beach, so game 3 is going to be played under wet conditions. Haley Benathan's the lead-off. Great play from Amber Hood at second. A double play here for the Thunder. Let's review that as the girls are celebrating. It was a hard hit shot up the middle. Amber Hood had to break to her backhand side. Let's have a look at the leading team's replay. Just off screen, she plays that runner going to second base, so that's the first out. Harris kept her toe on the base and then throws over to Ballard, who's catching for the Thunder for a double play.
That was a very, very good play. Eric, we were saying before, and James, we were saying before, that the first innings, you need to get a couple of runs. Those first outs, James, are really important, and there was a double play.
Bit of a barometer, isn't it, for both teams?
What was big was just getting that runner from not scoring, keeping her in check at third, and just adding 2 outs quickly to the board. And you could have your classic 2-batter inning potentially here.
We did see 1 run cross the plate.
Oh,
that was
look at that.
That was the runner from third
You're
for
right.
the
Courtney
Cobras,
Shepard called that.
Shepard, and it was Ruby DeBro who got caught in that throw from Harris.
But the Cobras have
1
taken
pitch
off.
and 2 outs.
Yeah, 100%. 1 pitch, 2 outs, 1 run, and this game is electric. But the Cobras have started off exactly where they left off in the last game.
With the wind starting to go sideways, too, you're taking a look at the rain.
And it was no retreat, no surrender for the Cobras. Come on, guys.
It's an enthusiastic bunch out there, isn't it, for the Thunder? Oh, wow, did that hit the microphone?
That's hit the effects mic.
You heard that muffle. You would have heard that at home on your screens, wherever you're watching it, but that hit the FX mic behind home plate.
No retreat, no surrender was a John Claude Van Damme movie.
Yeah, but that was Cobra Kai, wasn't it?
Strike first.
I'm getting my movies mixed up. Shot from Sarah Tonkin. A line drive, home run. A 2-run shot for the Cobras, and they're 3 runs in the first inning.
Hey, listen, I was just, and here's the Cobras. They're making their way out to the old claps. And the Snake Charmer's just about to cross home plate, and will she do it? Oh, she does too, and well deserved. I was just over there, James, talking to the girls, her and Maddie Cameron, and we were talking about in the last game her 5 in a row foul balls, and we talked it up, Eric, and we said the next one's going to go over. She got walked. Next at bat, puts one over.
I literally talked to her before the game, walking over to the diamond, and I said I was disappointed that she didn't hit a home run the last game, and she said, I'll try better next game. And right away, she just crushes one.
Now, we've just seen 1 home run. If there's someone with the capability of going back-to-back, it's this young lady here, Jess Maslin, who's making a fully loaded debut with the Cobras. She's, of course, filling in for one of the youngsters in the competition, Rain Menzies, who's actually moved overseas to New Zealand. So, Rain, if you're watching, g'day from across the ditch.
It's the Dutch.
So 2 out, 3 balls for Jess Maslin.
I was going to say, sorry, James, did you give her the green light in this format of the game? There's no one on base. So do you have a go?
This tournament's about fun, mate. There's no prize at the end, so everyone is just here for a bit of fun to take on the game as well. So this is an opportunity to play in a team against people that you're normally playing against on a weekend, and where everything is on the line. You've got the B graders and the under 18s just knocking on the doorstep, ready to take your place if you're not performing for your team. You're fighting for a spot in the finals in the top 4 for your club team. As Maslin drills this over to left field, she won't get to second. The fences are in a little bit, so that'll take a while for Jess maybe to get used to the smaller diamond. But yeah, I was just saying that, so much to play for, and in this format of the game, Doesn't matter if you ground out or pop up or strike out, because it's not about that. It's about fun and enjoyment of this new format. It's an electrifying and fun format of the game. You can play it at your club, pop up from Cameron to first base, and under that is the pitching star of the first game of the night, Araha Munro. No, I was just saying that this game can be played for if you've never played the game before, or at this level here, we've got all our state representatives on the diamond. And that's what we love about this game, is that if you want to play it, just contact your local club, and hopefully they've got a competition not too far away.
No, it is a very exciting format to watch. Hard to keep up with when you're trying to score, you're trying to commentate, and you're trying to watch everything, as Eric can attest to that, as we got caught up in the last. Now, the Cobras have sort of gone back to their sort of normal layout. We've got Sarah Tonkin behind the plate. You got Jay Peterson in the circle, and you got Maddie Cameron in the centre. So you got that main spine is back to your normal positions, isn't it? So they're looking strong through the centre.
And it's an opportunity for the Cobras to jump back up the ladder. They entered with only 1 point after their first 2 games, but they have got 5 today from a big win earlier over the Angels. So they sit equal second at 6. The Thunder leading the competition with 10 points, but a healthy victory from the Cobras today puts them either tied first or potentially even in first place. But that's a big if, because the Thunder have been so good all throughout the competition, and they'll be looking to cement themselves near the top.
If you look at all the team sheets, they're so evenly matched. I mean, Thunder don't have that elite senior pitcher, but they've got such a great batting lineup. You look at the Cobras, and they've got a veteran who's the pitcher, but they've also got a couple of superstars of the game in Cameron, Benithan and Tonkin. And every team has got these young up-and-coming state representatives as well. So they're all superstars in this competition.
Oh, as that just goes under Cameron's glove and hits hits home run fence. And 2 runs across the plate as that gets thrown in. Great throw by Maddie Cameron, but that just clipped and I think it was the wet grass. It just skimmed.
You wouldn't see that too often, the ball just getting under the glove of Maddie Cameron at centre field. Not too much damage though, I think.
And off the bat of Bell White.
Yeah, the runs were always going to score.
They mixed up the order here. The last game they had Jordan Harris leading things off, who's batting now, but Bell White replaced as the top of the lineup.
Well, this will be a good little contest here. I'd like to see that. This will make for interesting conversations over a family dinner.
Just reach for that one on the outside edge, and Chillingworth at shortstop makes a good play. Harris with the wheels.
Well, I think he's saying that did a heel come off, or did she just beat it out? Be interesting to see the replay here.
Yeah, leading team's replay. Let's have a look.
As she picks it up cleanly and fires it over.
She beat it out.
Oh, she beat that out well too. Yep, she's a quick little thing.
We talked about this on the broadcast on the weekend versus Port Adelaide, with someone like Jordan Harris running, who just sneaks over to second base just quietly.
Delayed steal with the runner on third.
But she, just how much pressure it puts on the field. You almost have to rush everything when that ball's rolling towards you.
It's a chance. Good catch from Maslin, who almost looked like she was trying to throw home there, but it just tipped the glove of the cut-off player. But it was good enough to keep the runner at second. But a sacrifice fly from Fidge as White scores from third. Just like that, Thunder are up 4-3.
Yeah, it can happen quickly, can it? And they manufactured some runs in a few different ways here. Some good team hitting, some selfless base or softball, and also just some flat-out good hitting, some good base running. Just that quickly, they've scored all 3 runs they started with the inning, plus 1 more.
Well, I've just looked down the list there, and Lana Kaisler, the star of the first game alongside Araha Munro, who hit a bomb, and she did that amazing, there was a double play at third base there. She's on the bench.
Bring her back up to the commentary booth. She was great.
It was a regal celebration, wasn't it?
She's not going to be happy. We told her that she'll have a great game because she's been with us.
Well, she's not going to strike out.
Well, that's a positive. And the Thunder go down swinging.
Another strikeout for Peterson. That's 4 for the night. She's in her second inning of work.
But it just shows you that the Thunder are on here because they managed to do something that the Angels couldn't do, and that's take 4 runs from Peterson. And so this is going to make for a very interesting game. The maths that we were talking about before, if it's You get 3 points and 1 point if it's in between 1 and 4. That's going to make the difference. I think that's where this game's going to lie, between 1 and 4 points.
Pretty important run, though, in this one, it's just to keep it at 4 for the Thunder. Get that third out, get out of the inning, and keep it a close contest. You've seen games get out of hand when that one team just sort of balloons it a little bit.
Lambert tries to take him on here with 2 strikes and 2 out. Steals third.
She did not even look like she was going to be out, and I had a clear view of that. And Sarah Tonkin, she can let the ball go too. She can throw, so very, very quick. I think maybe a bit wind assisted.
Even that right there just adds a little bit of pressure on now Sarah Tonkin catching, knowing that any little mistake behind the plate, Jordan Lambert's going to be scampering in there.
Another strikeout for Peterson to end the inning. And Eric, you weren't the only one to do it. I think I even got my own wife's name wrong as well in that inning. Jade Peterson, 2 strikeouts, gave up 4 runs, 2 innings of work. She's got 5 strikeouts on the night.
A fantastic debut so far, and she'll probably come out for another inning. We've seen some good pitching so far tonight. You think back to that first game where Erla Munro unbelievably allowed 0 runs. We're not talking 0 earned runs. We're talking 0 runs total in her 2 innings of work. I'm sure we'll see her for the Thunder later on today too.
Yeah, I think she should come out and close this game. She's got an innings left, hasn't she? I think she can have 3 for the night.
Yep.
She'll come out. She said she was a bit tired when I had a quick catch up with her. She said, I should come out every game this tired. And I went, wow, you're tired? Because she threw well.
How much fun does she have on the diamond as well? You could see it in that interview that she had a ball. She only faced 6 batters. I don't know why she's saying she's tired.
No, she was tired before the game. So she's obviously done something today to overexert herself, and whatever it was, it wasn't enough because she shut the Angels down very well. As we're just about to get play back underway here.
This is Riley Moore, who's the Cobras' starting pitcher from the earlier game tonight. She did a great job as well to shut down the Angels. This time she's got the bat in hand and loaded bases. Can hit as well. She's a handy lower order batter for the Walkerville Cats.
And making some waves too, isn't she, in
Absolutely.
the Premier League? So
this ground ball's going to go up the middle and 1 will score. Maslin turns 2. The throw's just a little offline and slides in safely. So Riley Moore, 2 RBIs on that shot up the middle.
Well, that's what they wanted, the Cobras. They need that early. So that breaks up the force play at third. And
also gives another lead change.
yeah, it does too. So this is what they needed because they didn't get that jump on the first at bat.
Chillingworth, good shot. It's out to left field. It's Harris at the field.
Well, she's going to run it in. It's probably quicker. The ball would probably get in quicker if she ran it in.
She has the wheels, but Chillingworth just missed it. She's batting 6, she's wearing 6, and she's fielding 6, Taylor Chillingworth.
And is she playing well too?
Yeah, for a club team as well as for the Cobras. How good was Matt from the West Beach Community Bank?
Yeah, very, very good.
He hadn't seen a game of softball before, and now he's in love with it. And the insight with the commentary. He must be very happy with his team, the Cobras.
Well, it's good to see that, you know, like it's. He did say that he's part of the community. He gives back to the community, and it's good to see him out here. And very good insight from his business and also softball.
This one straight to Millie Fidge, who'll play the lead runner. It gets away. There's no backup. Cameron will score. Harris will pick it up in foul territory, but the runners will get from first to third, and the hitter will move over to second base. So Cobra's in a good position here. That should have been a force out at third. Thunder are missing that Barossa Babes.
The Barossa Babes. I like that nickname that they gave themselves.
I think you might see a change a little later. As that one's fouled off towards us, I wouldn't be surprised if Lana Kaza comes into the lineup and they start to just settle down, because they don't want to let the lead go too far and they want to hold the Cobras. That is for sure.
That was Abby Jorgensen who got the fielder's choice and made her way over to second. This one is Courtney Shepard up to bat. Didn't she have a good game against the Angels?
Yeah, it was hard to pick, Jim, because they all played very, very well in the last game. 18-4 or 18-3 it was. That it's pushed down to the first baseline. The tag. Oh, Munro makes the tag. But the run scores again.
She had a big decision to make there, to let it go foul or make the out. She didn't have much time to make that call because Shepard was on her bike. That run from third did score.
It's one of those things that if it didn't go out, the runner would have been safe and the run would have scored. So she made the right decision in the end.
Ruby DeBro is listed as the DP in this game. So Jade Peterson doesn't get to swing the bat.
They might be resting her. Oh, that had a bit of movement on it too.
Jorgensen will cross the plate and 8 runs. So it's handy inning, isn't it? 5 runs on the inning for the Cobras to get their score out to 8. The lead is 4 and the Thunder scored 4 in their first 2 in the first game of the night.
That one goes after that one's a good cut.
The magic number seems to be about 4 per inning is what you kind of need to get to that 12, 13 runs. Now, no team has lost a game yet when they've scored more than 12 runs. So if you can keep that pace where you are at that 4 or 5 runs per inning, it's pretty hard to lose, the math says.
And Cobras have probably got more runs to come as well, with the likes of Benithan, Tonkin, Maslin, Cameron, and Moore and Chillingworth as the next few batters in the lineup.
It's ruthless. It never ends. As that one's flied or drilled over to second base, and the Thunder make the final out. It's relentless, isn't it? You sort of think, okay, we're almost an out away from a side here, and then you see someone like Hayley Benithan come up, and then you've got someone like Maddie Cameron right behind her, and you think, well, when's this going to end? Like we were talking about it, or you guys were talking about it before. It's a great game.
Pretty ruthless, though, on the Thunder end here. We just ran through that top of the order, and they don't even have Lana Kaesler in the lineup. Even without Lana Kaesler in the lineup, they still have Amber Hood, who will be leading off this next inning, batting 6th.
Yeah, you know you got some depth when you can put Hood at 6.
Yeah, no worries. We'll put her at 6. Yeah, fine. Whatever. Unbelievable.
I mean, that was, they used to put me at 6 sometimes. That was because I was bad.
Well, the third cleanup hitter? Yeah, or late, yeah.
Or late.
Yeah.
Is he going to rock up? Put him at 6 just in case.
We've already up to batting number 4. Oh, no. But Hood, Ramsey, and Lucy Weir will be due up this inning. Well, maybe. I mean, you can get that double play. We've seen a couple double plays today. Really good one in the first game.
Well, there was a double play to start this.
Yep.
The bottom half of the first inning, wasn't there? One pitch, double play.
Has this combination been seen before, James? Peterson to Tonkin?
Yeah, they're both Stars players, or Jade's a former Stars player now, but probably around the time when Sarah was just breaking through. So they may have spent some time together.
How sure-handed has Sarah Tonkin become behind the plate that Sturr can say, you know what, we don't even need Belle White to catch.
Well, she was arguably one of the players of the year last year, ranked highly in the Kath Coral medal count, was named catcher in the team of the year in the Premier League.
And she's been so close to those team of the years for a few years running. Ooh. It was nice to see her finally break through.
What are the Thunder thinking here? Trying a short game. That's the second time we've seen them attempt a bunt.
The squeeze. I'm not a big fan of a bunt, though, when you have someone that can swing it so freely.
100%. I'm like, she can swing the bat.
That's okay. She gets a walk and a run will score. That's Millie Fidge crossing the plate for the Thunder's 5th run.
And a deep threat here, Bianca Ramsey. We saw that last week in the opening round of the competition. She went yard, and one swing of the bat puts the Thunder back up in front.
She hit the first home run for the Thunder as well. You look at their lineup, and you would have thought, White, Harris, Kaesler, they'll be the first home run hitter of the team, and it was Bianca Ramsey, state under 23 player.
And getting more and more trust on that Walkerville side, isn't she?
Yeah, she's the leader in the outfield as well for that team as well. She's popping up every week.
Do we know how many went over tonight in the 3 games?
We'll have to run it back, but 3 or 4 home runs have gone up. Maddie Cameron had a home run.
Yeah, Lana Kaiser's went out.
Kaysler.
Yeah, Sarah Tonkin.
Sarah Tonkin in this game. We've had a home run every
I was asked during the week how many went out last week, and I'm like, I can't even remember. It was like, it's such fast-paced action. It's probably one thing that you don't think to keep a tally of, but we might speak to Lindy Radigan and her team of scorers to see.
Get a home run leaderboard up there on.
Get a leaderboard up.
Oh, I think I want to see that.
I want to see the RBI count, because there's been so many runs scored. We said last week there were 81 runs scored throughout the day. But you think about all the different ways, even today we've seen runs manufactured. We've seen some manufactured just because the defense made a couple little slip-ups, a couple pass balls. We've seen some really heads-up base running, some tags from third. We've seen those big, loud doubles. We've seen a few home runs. Just every which way possible, runs are being manufactured.
She's trying for that corner and trying very, very hard is Jade Peterson. But Neville Lawrence says, no.
Emmsee will go long, and Cameron's under it. Oh, she lands on the flexi fence. It's okay. It'll pop straight back up. But another home run for Emmsee. We're just mentioning it. She's got 2 in 2 weeks now, and the Thunder will get another couple of runs, and Emmsee will get the royal treatment as she gives us the wave. Good job, Bianca.
And they're back in front.
Another lead change.
Wow.
The third one today in this game.
And Maddie Cameron never took her eyes off that and almost landed on that big black pole.
Well,
and,
look at the leading team's replay. Emmsee liked it off the bat. And there's Maddie Cameron.
If she had caught that would have been...
Oh, wow. Almost caught it too.
We'll have to check up with her, see if she's okay. She hasn't come off. She doesn't look hurt.
She's strong.
She was looking for the highlight reel catch. That would have been sensational.
Dedication there, Eric, wasn't it? That would have been great. There was one in the Summer Slam, very, very similar. I think you were there and called it that day. It was for Fox, I think.
Yeah, for the first year of the Summer Slam, it was Janice Blackman who caught one mid-air. Like she was so high off the ground. But the next year, Shannon Keevers for the Lightning did a face plant over the fence and didn't get anywhere near it. So it was a so in one there was one spectacular action in each of the years. So we've had our own now. So good on you, Maddie Cameron, for at least attempting a great catch.
I would have turned and said, I'm not getting that.
Watch it sail.
Yeah.
Lucy Weir will strike out for Peterson's 6th victim. Let's have a look at the leading team's replay. She was just off that. It was closer than it looked.
To be honest with you, I think if she put a little bit more effort in, she probably would have got it.
Abby Kennedy batting here for the Thunder.
I think this is her first turn of the night.
Yep, certainly is. She did score earlier in the game, but it's because she started on first base.
Hey, and isn't Jade Peterson enjoying her night off out here away from the family and throwing some balls down? She's having a really good night.
Yeah, she's one of the older players in the competition. I'm sure she won't mind me saying it because she knows it, but gee, she's still one of the stars of the comp, isn't she?
She is a super player.
Wow. Another strikeout for Peterson. Make it 7 on the night.
I mean, Jade Peterson's game, as far as it's suited for this competition, it is you kind of live by it and you die by it, right? She throws so many strikes. That means that a lot more are going over the plate. So sometimes they are going to be hit over the fence. Now, I know in a normal comp, it probably is just caught, in center field. So it's not like she's going crazy for that. But when you're throwing a lot of strikes, it's an opportunity for people to get more hits, but also quick outs. And you've seen Jade Peterson have a few big innings pitching today.
Yeah.
She won't like that home run that was hit off
No,
of her.
she won't. Doesn't matter where it is.
Yeah, that would have been a routine catch for the Premier League for the centre fielder.
Going out to Maddie Cameron especially.
But yeah, she would be absolutely having a ball out there. She was very quick to say yes when we asked her to come out and fill the gap.
What a night she's had.
And she's been brilliant.
She's had 4 strikeouts in this game, and she had what was it, 3 in the first? Or 2. Yeah, 3 in the first.
3
7.
strikeouts from 4 batters.
Yeah. And now Belle White would be a nice scalp to have here.
That'd finish off the night for her, wouldn't it? They'd have a chuckle, those two, afterwards if she got it.
And you know what? She has done her job. She's kept the team in the game. It's just a 1-run game right now.
That one's straight up.
Goodness.
Peterson's under it, but she shouldn't be trying to field it. It's an infielder's ball. Belinda White will be safe at first. And we've seen a few tough ones that have gone straight up in the air, but you never let the pitcher try and take a fly ball.
Hey, I said that last week, and Steph Druzinski got into me. So, Steph, if you're listening, I'd back you to the hill to catch that. No dramas at all. Anyone else, probably you're right, James.
Jordan Harris.
Gets after the first pitch, pulls it through the 5-6 gap and advances Belinda White to second base. So a hit for Harris.
And Harris almost caught up to Belinda White then too. She was rounding second base and said, "We're going, Belinda. What are you doing?"
Nearly fed up to bat. So we've talked about the home run leaderboard earlier. It would Bianca Ramsey now be on that lead with 2 home runs?
This one's high. Maddie Cameron gets under it and takes a good catch. Considering the conditions, yeah, I would say Ramsey with 2. Did Tonkin hit one last week?
Yep. Maddie
Tonkin's got 2 then.
Cameron's got 2.
We got to get the.
Got a bunch on 2.
Yeah, we got a bunch on 2. We got to see the RBI leaderboard though. That is what I'm curious about seeing because obviously Bianca Ramsey with the grand slam right there. She had one last week as well. So there's 8 RBIs from Bianca Ramsey in 2 at bats.
The RBIs might get into triple digits, and
sure.
And they only play 6 games.
They only play 6 games.
Look at Eric worrying about the RBIs. What a team man.
Yeah, you got to worry about it. You got to worry.
How many times did I put it over? That's what I'd be saying.
Yeah. It was just a solo shot. You lost 4-1. It doesn't matter.
While we're waiting for them to come out, I'll tell you a quick story, Eric. I was on third base one day, playing with the man next to me on my right. He was up to bat and hit a long bomb and got caught on the fence. I stood at third and just admired the catch.
Oh, no.
I robbed him of an RBI.
Oh, no.
He wasn't happy.
Corey Nesbitt robbed me of an RBI on the weekend. He took the catch that Maddie Cameron just missed. He caught it mid-air and flipped over the fence. I think he ruptured his spleen in the process, but it was one of the best catches I've ever seen. So I wasn't even mad.
And that is the end of Corey Nesbitt.
Yeah.
He'll never play in this state again. Hayley Benithan is back up to bat, and you can never wipe the smile off this young lady's face. She is a brilliant young lady. She did some volunteering in the APY lands for us for Softball SA earlier in the year. Crushes this one opposite field. She went with our old friend KT, actually. This one is in the gap. No man's land. Amber Hood was looking at the centre fielder. That one's yours. 2 runs are going to cross the plate.
A lead change.
Another
what
lead
a
change.
surprise.
Hey, that was a very, very good shot opposite field, and it stayed up high. I thought it may have had the legs, but it dropped just before the home run fence in no man's land, as you called it, Jim.
Right, so what number do you think the Cobras need here to
14.
If you need 4, you think 14 is going to be the number? First 1 to 14 wins? Is that what you might call? I agree. I would say that. First
Yeah.
14 wins
Well, you did say earlier that no one's lost with a score
of over 12.
over 12. That might be pushed here tonight. Who's
Yep.
going to throw the last inning? Will Riley Moore come back in and throw for the Cobras? That might play a factor to see who throws that last inning. But the Cobras have got some power coming up.
I think this might go long.
There's a play at the plate that's close. Oh,
Called safe.
safe is the call. And
It was a bit of an awkward slide there, wasn't
yeah.
it?
Let's have a look at the leading team's replay. It went behind the batter, so maybe Harper Bridley just struggling with the wet ball. Your call earlier, Lana Kaiser's come on. That was awkward at the plate, but safe, and everyone's okay.
I've got a feeling, I just said it before, this may go long. And she went long at her first at bat here, Eric.
And she had that great at-bat in her last at-bat in the prior game.
Great
just up the
shot.
middle.
Smashes it up the middle.
That was an amazing shot.
And Sarah Tonkin with another RBI, so she'll be up there with the RBI leaders, Eric.
Sarah is switched on tonight. She's
Yeah.
having a big game, and there you go. They score 4 runs to start this inning. We've had multiple lead changes. It's been a pretty entertaining back and forth seesaw battle. Cobras up 3.
But you just made mention, Jim. I look over to as she's caught in a rundown, she gets back. Tonkin in plenty of time. The ball just hovers around there. Time's called. Yeah, you just mentioned that Lana Kazler's back over at third, and she's having a chat out there to left field to Harris. And I wouldn't mind betting that Lana Kazler will come out swinging that bat.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see whereabouts in the lineup she is.
Oh,
No way.
Wow. That one came up on our speed gun at -11. That one was going backwards. It was going that slow. Good change of pace from Harper Bridley. It's
Just-
always good to mix in something like that as well, because then it's in the back of the batter's mind, and she freezes on one down the middle.
Yeah, that was a very good little combination there.
Nice 1-2 punch. What's she going to come up with here?
She'll try outside and it'll get belted.
You went far off it. Went low and outside. Have a look at this on the leading team's replay.
It was outside, I reckon. That she dragged that across a bit, and I think Neville may have said, you know, that was close enough for me.
Neville never on?
That's right. So it must have been a strike.
That's a long ball from Maslin. She's going to join the list of home run hitters and RBI as she comes across the plate. Let's have a look at the celebration from the Cobras as Tonkin will cross for 1. Maslin will cross for 2. And there's that lead that you're talking about. The Snake Charmer celebration.
There it is, 14-9, and Maslin went bang. I did say to you the pitch before, if she puts it anywhere close down and out, it'll go. Cobras 14-9, I reckon that may be enough to grab it. If the Thunder don't have a good couple of... Well, who's coming in to pitch for the Cobras? That's the question
Yeah,
now.
that's what I said. Riley Moore's probably the one. Jade Peterson's thrown her 3. Maddie Cameron's up to bat, so it's not over yet for the Cobras, so they could still put a couple more on.
Yeah.
I'd keep him out there. I'd just send her straight up. She'll be looking to swing. Or bunt one down to Kazler. She's look at that. She's signalling to Kazler saying, well, be prepared. It may come to you.
There's some smack talk going on out there as well. You know what I'd do? I would load up the left side of the field right now.
The shift.
Cameron is looking to square the ledger here with the Thunder centre fielder, I would say.
Oh, yeah,
Just to get one back from when she nearly took a trip over the fence.
She's looking deep.
Harper Bridley's doing a pretty good job. Cobras have put a few on, but she's mixing up the pace a bit. The balls are getting into play, so, you know, the field just needs to back her up here. And then they can get out of this inning and maybe have a shot at this 5-run deficit. Lana Kazler. Great stretch from Fidge at first for the out.
She did say, look out, it's coming to you. As Cameron has a bit of a glance over her shoulder back to Kazler, but Kazler, the professional, and just says, oh, I'll take the out, my good friend.
Wow. Just play. Great play as well. Just made the out. And for Cameron, she just smashed it straight into the ground. So Kazler won't get too many more easier than that, I don't think. It's more difficult the closer the ball bounces at you.
How's the weather conditions out here? Even 20 minutes ago, it was just raining sideways, going absolutely crazy with the rain and the wind. Balls were swirling and twirling, and now, as a base hit here from Riley Moore.
Ooh, that was nearly a 9-3.
Yeah, great shot from Moore. Went like a rocket past first base. So Amber Hood had to play it first. Yeah, well, there wasn't supposed to be any rain tonight. It was supposed to be earlier in the day. But we're here at West Beach. It's a little bit backwards. And so we actually got the rain later in the day when it was supposed to have stopped. That is a great pitch from Bridley. She's done it. She's pulled another one off. You won't want to do too many of them. I think she's got the mix right.
Yeah, but she'll come now, fire, and she'll go high inside, I reckon. What are they going to go up here?
I'd like to see the grip of that pitch.
Well, went low and out and got her.
Well, she's been successful the pitch after that slow change-up. both times. So it is a good 1-2 combo that she has.
One. What's the signal on one? It's got to go up.
Might be different. You never know that signal sequence. Normally it's 1 up, 2 down in softball.
We don't try and make it too difficult for the pitchers. Big shout out to Jared if you're watching.
Great shot from Chillingworth right up the middle. Back-to-back hits for the Cobras. There's still only 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. It's a 5-run lead. And the Cobras, who were winless last week, are in the box seat to just turn their fortunes right around.
And I look over to my left and the franchise owner, Matt Sharkey's still hanging around. He's a good luck charm.
Yeah, he stayed there. He's the snake charmer. He has not seen the Cobras put a foot wrong.
Yeah, he'll be liking what he sees, and so do I, to be honest with you. They're a completely different side, different outfit as they were last week. That just comes off the butt of the bat. Ooh, nearly a collision. And as a second out.
Well, there's a long way to go, obviously. I mean, the Thunder have to bat. But if the score were to hold right now at the differential of 5, that would put them equal top with 10 points with the Thunder on the ladder. They came in with just 1 in last place, and it would create a big battle with the Angels lurking behind at 6. You've seen how quickly things can turn. So it would be a real big setup if this score can hold for next week's final round before the finals.
Well, I caught up with the Nairn Angels president during the week, Dan Waters, and not to say anything out of tune, but we were strutting around like a couple of peacocks with the Nairn Angels.
Undefeated.
The Angels undefeated, and I probably won't call him this week now just to see.
How the turntables.
The tables also turn as we see Courtney Shepard up to bat. She's had a few turns at bat tonight.
I think that was a DJ reference more than anything.
2 runners on for the Cobras. This one goes opposite. A great backhand play from Fitch. He dives over to first. Robs Shepard of a hit and the Cobras of another run. So that's a great way for the Thunder to go into a batting inning. It's their last chance. They've got to put on 5 to tie it. Well, 6 to win. We've seen a lead change every inning so far in this game.
That also just keeps a couple runs off the board.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? It was going to take a play like that to close this innings out because they were finding gaps. And Fitch just was something special there.
Scorpion.
Dives out.
The Scorpion. Yeah, I think it's her dad's birthday today. That was one of my first experiences in Australia was watching Darren Fidge pitch on the mound, and he dove over, caught a ball running from the pitching mound, and he basically crawled over to first. The Scorpion.
Oh,
something like that.
Happy birthday.
Maybe exaggerate a little bit, but happy birthday, Darren.
Darren.
His 78th birthday today. And he's still pitching in the ABL, or the SABL.
Well, and it was Lee Hull's 109th birthday yesterday.
Wow.
11th of the 11th, 1911 he was born.
Wow, wee.
No, happy birthday, Darren, if you're watching. He's
He was
not
the
actually
mediator
78.
in the First World War, Lee.
That's right.
I think he's 46, still pitching, but doesn't look a day over 60.
All right. I'm sure there's people watching, so let's get back to the action. The Thunder with their work cut out. This is actually Michaela Yankovic pitching for the Cobras. Saw her on Saturday. She
Look who's on deck too.
She had a bit of trouble against the West Orange Eagles in the Premier League, but she has thrown a win against the Sturt Falcons in this year. She mixes this one up. Just trying to get the...
This is interesting. This is interesting for the Thunder, Eric, because you've got one of the best hitters, a couple of the best hitters on base already. Bell White at third and Jordan Harris at second base. Then you've got Lana Kayser in the circle. So this is going to switch things up.
Yeah, this is Harper Bridley up to bat.
Well, gentlemen, just on the stream, I do have some updates for you if you'd like a couple, like our listeners providing some stats doing our work for us. So do you guys want some?
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Well, okay, we talked earlier about her Monroe being tired before the game. And it's because her father made her work today scaffolding.
Scaffolding.
Yep.
Brilliant.
There you go. Now,
Because I think she's finished year 12 now. That's probably why she's been told to work.
Tamika Penglay's also coming in with some Seacom facts for us, saying that Jade holds the Seacom's senior games record, and she's fast approaching 500 senior games for the clubs. As this one slips away, it's going to be a play at the plate. She's in safe, and a crucial run here scored for the Thunder.
500 games.
Yes. Approaching 500 games. Isn't that
Wow,
incredible?
That's not bad.
Amazing.
She's got a premiership to go with that as well, Jade Peterson. Harper Bridley is still in the box for the Thunder. The force has been taken off. Great pitching from Jankovic. She has a little bit of pace to her as well, doesn't she? She looks a likely type, I think, for the Cobras, and she'll be a name that will be calling for a while for the Port Adelaide club as well. Well, the bases are back loaded now for...
Look who's on deck.
Well, the player of the moment, she hit a ball so hard in the first game that it travelled the journey. It went over the back fence and nearly into the German Shepherd dog training.
Lee Hull would say Walker.
That's not in the spirit of fully loaded, I wouldn't say. Amber Hood's up next as well, so you'd have to walk back-to-back batters. Well, it is now within one swing, the margin.
Slammable.
That's right. It's 10-14. Good change of pace from Jankovic.
Didn't even flinch. Kaisler, she is prepped. Look at her. Talking a little bit of smack down there to Sarah Tonkin. They've got such a good relationship, these girls, haven't they? All around. Mixed. No matter where you are, you see someone having a chat on the base.
It's a great sense of community as well when you see the girls off-field and away from the competitive nature, because they support each other when they're watching each other play for other clubs and other teams, and that's what makes this game so great, is that you can be friends with your enemy on the field.
Well, that's what we heard right away as she deals another pitch, and this is fouled away. But that's what we heard right away last week when we were talking about teams that would bond together quickly. And everyone pointed right to Lana Kaisler, the woman batting right here, saying, if you're not friends with her, you're not friends with someone, Lana will force you to be friends with them right away.
Well, she's had a big cut at this one. There's loaded bases. For that timing, she drills it to the right side. That skid off the
throw.
Sorry for you playing at home, but that came off like a lightning bolt, hit the ground and nearly knocked... who's out there at right field? I can't see.
I've put the team sheet down.
Yeah, I know. I apologise. So that nearly knocked the head clean right off.
Yeah,
she
Courtney
did well.
Shepard over in right
field. It is Courtney Shepard. She gloved it well. She's going to be a talent in the years to come. We hope the Glenelg Rebels come back to the Premier League next year. She'll be one of their star players. Well, one run has been scored, so it's now within one swing of the bat. Can Amber Hood get the W for the Thunder with one swing of the bat?
Crucially, though, this inning they've scored 2 runs. This means that the Thunder cannot finish anywhere below first place after this round, no matter what the result is of this game.
Even with a loss.
Even with a loss, because they're going to get the single point if it were to hold right here. And the Cobras can't move above 9 points on the Premiership ladder if the score were to hold. However, a loss here, you never know what can happen. The Thunder can balloon this here. There's still no outs.
The ladder's very important because after 3 weeks, we go into a 4th week of finals. The team who's sitting top of the ladder goes straight into the grand final.
Correct. So yeah, you want to be the team. In finishing second, you can bat last, which means that you can just know the number that you need to put up to get to that grand final.
Being the home team.
Being the home team, yeah.
So the first game of the finals will be 2 versus 3. The winner plays 1 for the grand final.
That's right.
Did a little bit of quick maths in my head there for those that are
That was very good.
That's very good.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Very impressive.
You're welcome.
We've had a couple of cooler nights. I'm hoping for week 3 and the grand final week for it to be a bit more warmer. Let's have a look at Jankovic in her motion. Deals to Hood. Just gets past the glove, but good fielding at shortstop by Chillingworth.
Good block.
And a great block at first base from Riley Moore. So 1 out was made. That was the runner going to second, Lana Kaisler. Millie Fidge scored from 3rd, so the deficit's now down to 2. That's a great play from Chillingworth. She got across to that so well. She had to break to her left and took the ball over the base.
Yeah, and it's more at first, isn't it? I think it's more at first. What a block.
Great stop, yeah.
That saved either another run and advancing, so well done.
Gee, the Cobras have had superstars all throughout their lineup all night long. And some of their names as well are just young stars of the game. So Moore started off well pitching. She's got a hit, and now she's making contributions at first base. Chillingworth's hit a long ball. She's making those great plays up the middle.
Well, I caught up.
This one's into the gap, out to the right side. Shepard needs to get the ball in quick, smart. The throw just gets a bit wild. That's a tying run at third. As Jordan Lee makes her way over to second base. So the Thunder have got the game-winning run in scoring position, and there's one out.
And like you said, Jim, it doesn't stop until the third out. So they could balloon this, and Thunder have got a bit of a reputation for that last inning stance and piling the runs on. So we are now looking down the barrel.
Cobras bring their infield inside the line. And the batter has just choked up the grip as well. So she wants to get a bit more control on her swing, get the ball into play.
Lucy Weir.
Outside edge. Guys, I really need to make a quick announcement about NITV and the NAIDOC round game that we have this Saturday. But there hasn't been a break in the action, so I'll get to that very, very soon. That one's low, so you can still catch all the Premier League action Saturdays on the Softball SA live stream, but it's now on NITV on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. The number one show last summer on NITV was the Premier League action, so we are back. So you will see any of the action if you want to watch from, maybe you have a sleep in on a Sunday morning, you can watch a replay of the Premier League. So this Saturday is NAIDOC round. We've got Port Adelaide versus the Sturt Falcons, which will be replayed on NITV the next day. And you can catch that Channel 34, Fox 144 or SBS on demand. Great pitching.
Big strikeout here. Keeps it to the last out of the game, and the Thunder 1 run behind the Cobras. It all comes down to this.
There's pressure on every player out there right now. No more than the catcher, because have a look at who is at third and will take that bag if there's an overthrow.
Abby Kennedy needs to deliver a hit. One hit should give the Thunder the win, the lead. But in the wrong place, it's over, and the Cobras hang on down to the wire.
The Cobras strike.
Infield's doing really well. They've kept the pressure right on this left-hand batter by being in, but with two outs, you know, you might go back to a more regulation field because you don't need to worry about that runner going home. You just need to get that out at first.
I think it just adds a little bit more pressure to the batter when they come in.
And pitching. Well, so far, Yankovic has held her nerve. She's been pretty good so far at the death. The Thunder breathing down their necks. It's a one-run margin. Should we start talking tie breaks?
Down to their final strike. Over the plate, it's over!
Yankovic, as I said, keeps her nerve, and a strikeout to end the game. The Cobras go perfect on week 2 of Fully Loaded. Let's have a look at the leading team's replay.
And the Cobras strike again for the second win of the night, Jim. Wowee.
Sarah Tonga behind the plate, set that up beautifully on the outside edge. Guys, what a night of action.
14-13, wow.
How good was that game?
And next week should be even better, as the table is just really, really bunched up. The Thunder in first at 11 points. The Cobras in second at 9. The Angels at 6 points. But you can't rule out the Angels because the Cobras started the day with 1 point, and they've surged all the way up the standings. This is literally anyone's game. Next week, it's going to be 32 degrees in the day is what the BOM is predicting. It is going to be a pressure cooker.
That was a great game. And that is Matt Sharkey's young fella, still hanging around, watching the game with Dad.
Well, yeah, we mentioned the the winless Angels tonight, but they won both games last week. So it's anyone's game.
Every team's
next
won
week.
2 games.
Yep, every team has now won 2. Thunder has won 1 each week. Angels won both in the first week. Cobras have won both tonight.
But the
next
margin
week,
big.
Margins have been the difference, and it will tell on the ladder. Look, I just want to thank everyone for joining us here on the coverage. Thanks to Spacequake Sports, of course, and our broadcast partners, leading teams, Emmsee Sportswear, and our other franchise owners as well, Community Bank, West Beach, and CPC, Commercial Partitions and Carpentry. Thank you to the gentlemen on my left, Eric Bolnar and Mark Cramp, for calling all the action. That has been fully loaded for a second week. Closing comments, guys?
That game was the highlight for me tonight. Fantastic. Great call by you guys too. I thoroughly enjoyed the first couple of games.
Yeah, it's all about how you bounce back. The Thunder, they've won 1, lost 1 each week. The Cobras have been one team 1 week, another one the next. Same with the Angels. What are we going to get the final week? Look forward to it next week.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much. We'll see you this Saturday for NAIDOC round from 2 p.m. and we'll see you for week 3 of Fully Loaded next Thursday night. Good night.
Good night.